About what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Patty. Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, May 7th. I'm Tori here with Lindsay and Brandon. And of course, this weekend is Mother's Day. And since we don't air on Sunday, I know we all wish that we did, we want to take this time to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. We love you so much, and we cannot wait to celebrate you, especially you.
And I want to say thank you to our boss, Bert, who brought me this nice rose.
Yeah.
I was really surprised, and Colin better step it up because I got my first gift.
Well, look out, Colin. All right, speaking of Mother's Day this year, Americans are expected to spend more than $28 billion to celebrate Mom. So on average, people will individually spend around $220. So what are the most popular gifts? According to the National Retail Federation, I didn't even know there was such a thing. The most money will be spent on jewelry. Electronics are the second highest spending category. 72% plan to purchase cards. Oy. 68 will buy flowers. And about half of people are taking mom out for brunch, a trip to the spa, or just a mani or a pedi. And as far as gifts from your younger kids, did you know, on average, mom will get about 45 pieces of homemade artwork over their lifetime? That's lovely.
Wow. Do you know what I think about? Because I never liked tchotchkes or little things on people's refrigerators, but soon I'm gonna have to have that all over my refrigerator.
It's gonna be you. You're gonna look forward to you, Colin, and your daughter, and stick figures. Like,
yeah, they're just gonna be everywhere. You have to just accept it because you can't make your kid like, oh no, that's very ugly. You can't do that.
No, and I will say the worst thing I ever did for Mother's Day was I always ran out of time and gave coupons for a free hug.
Coupons.
Oh man,
wow. That is lame.
But I heard that like if you write as you get older, if you write your parents like a real note about some things you're feeling, then that's like the most sentimental thing. I know my mom framed one that my sister did for her last year, so. You know, that's a good gift. I think you're running out of ideas otherwise. Flowers, bear.
Well, that's more traditional because my mom, you know how you were reading off what people are going to spend their money on for Mother's Day? She didn't want retail. She didn't want any of that. She's going to run my bar tab. My mom is looking forward to going to a restaurant, having a good time, having some mimosas. And she called me yesterday. She called me 3 times yesterday while I was just laying down. One, she was like, yeah, let's go to that arcade, and because you know you beat me in skee ball last time, I want to get you this time. Then she wanted to go to this place called Randall's. That she's like, let's go get mimosas, let's go get brunch. She's so excited, and you know I was kind of like, Mom, like Mother's Day is in 2 days away. Let me figure something out. Let me figure out what the plan is going to be. But I just go back and I think about how this woman used to drive home, race home from work, pick us up, make sure we had our chores done, homework done, take me to Pop Warner practice for football. I remember when I retired from the CFL and I fell on my face out in LA, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. Maybe I should go back to the Canadian Football League. She goes, no, you're going to stay in LA because this is your calling and this is what you're supposed to do. My mom has been my rock. My mom has been my best friend for so long, and it's just crazy to me. Mother's Day is not a holiday where it's just one day, and it's like you want to cherish your mother every day, and it's like, Mom, we're gonna turn up, Mom. We're gonna turn up Sunday. We're gonna have a great time.
And may I say, during this pandemic, I think people have underestimated how much stress mothers have been under in terms of all of that. So we want to give our love and congratulations to all the moms out there. Yeah, and fur baby moms too, all those as well. Well, the CDC is out with some new guidance for cruise ships to set sail again, and get this, it mean they're looking for volunteers to go on test cruises to try out their COVID precautions. Here's the deal. These test cruises will be at 10% capacity and will last between 2 to 7 days. Volunteers must be over 18 years old and aren't required to be vaccinated, but they must have documentation that they're otherwise healthy. You must also agree to be evaluated for COVID symptoms before and after. Meantime, it's wedding season and it's getting underway. So a lot of people are upset over what some are calling the footloose restrictions at weddings in D.C. So the mayor there is allowing weddings for up to 250 people, but they're drawing the line at getting too close together, which means no dancing at receptions. Now, the rules say wedding attendees must remain socially distant in their seats. Who goes to a wedding and doesn't dance?
Yeah, that sounds like a bad time. And you know, people have been thinking about reasons to like get out of events before COVID, and then COVID made you miss events. But this will make you want to get out of events again. Like, I don't want to go there and just go to the walk down the aisle part. That's nice for you guys, but the dancing and the drinks are for everybody else.
Yeah, and good luck enforcing that in D.C., where the nickname is Chocolate City.
Oh, I'm from there. I know. I like it.
Good luck enforcing that at a black wedding where the official dance is the electric slide. So I don't know how they're going to enforce that, but I don't, it just, you know, stupid restrictions.
Yeah, I think at some point maybe just like maybe find a better regulation. Then I don't think you can go to a celebration and not dance.
Just regulate the number of people on the dance floor maybe.
I think that's
and the cruise,
better.
You guys already know. I hate cruises.
Cruises
so this
are
sounds
for
like an absolute nightmare. And you know what? I grew up with a mother who worked in travel her whole life, from TWA to working for a travel agency. Yeah. So she took me on a lot of cruises, and everyone said, what kind of brat complains about going on too many cruises? I'm not complaining about that. I'm claustrophobic. And so when you're at sea, I don't know if you guys have been at sea on these cruises, you're just like stuck. And so I would never volunteer for this. This story
the cruise is
makes
out.
me feel like how you feel about whales.
Did you not have to say the word? I knew you were going to say the word.
Sorry.
Why did you say the word? Now I'm thinking about them. I don't want to think about them. All right, there's a lot of talk right now about an out-of-control Chinese rocket, and it's fallen back to Earth. It's expected to re-enter the atmosphere at some point this weekend, but here's the problem. No one really knows where. So the rocket is huge. It weighs in at more than 21 tons, and although a lot of it may burn up on re-entry, there are concerns that cities along the East Coast, including New York, are in its path. And believe me, you don't want a giant chunk of flaming rocket to land on you or your house.
This is last year's version of when we heard that the murder hornets were out. You know, like you're looking like, what can go wrong this year? A rocket from space crashing in New York City.
They do say it's like 70% certain maybe that'll be in the ocean. It'll fall. Yeah, 70%.
There's like an ongoing calendar of what has gone terribly wrong already in 2021, and I feel like this might be on the list for May, and we're only like what, a couple days in.
Couple days into May.
I just think they should stop opening Egyptian tombs, all those curses. Just like let everybody chill for a second. All right, you know what I'm saying? It's too much. It's too much with this. All right, coming up on Dbl Atlanta reality royalty, Cynthia Bailey is here. She's spilling the tea on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And did Friends star Matthew Perry really hit on a 19-year-old on a dating app? Why Chrissy Teigen is putting him on blast, coming up next.
Catherine, welcome to DBL. So let's be honest, parenting this past year has been like no other, and kids do not come with a manual. So I've got to ask you, how do we know? How do I know that I'm doing it right?
So for me personally, for so long it was about more, right? I have to have more money, more titles, more children, more accomplishments. But these days, with everything that's going on, I think we can give ourselves a break. And I'm starting to say that more is a 4-letter word, and I don't want to sign up for more, right now. And what we're going through, it's hard, and we have to recognize that, and it's okay to do a little less right now.
The housing market is really hot right now. It's a seller's market, and buyers across the country are trying to find any way to get ahead. That led to viral posts like this one with more than 11,000 shares, which claimed that a bill passed through Congress giving $25,000 to first-time homebuyers. So let's verify. Is that true? Here are sources: the First-Time Homebuyer Act of 2021, the Down Payment Toward Equity Act of 2021, and Andy Winkler from the Bipartisan Policy Center.
No, that's not true. This bill has not passed.
Winkler tells us that there are 2 proposed bills that we have to talk about here. Let's start with the Down Payment Toward Equity Act.
It is specifically targeted toward first-generation home buyers. In the bill text, it would allow home buyers to receive up to $20,000 in assistance or $25,000 in assistance if that home buyer qualifies as what the bill calls a socially and economically disadvantaged individual.
Then there's the First-Time Homebuyer Act, which would give a tax credit up to 10% to first-time homebuyers. But we should emphasize that neither of these bills have passed. In fact, neither of them have moved through committee. So we can verify that this claim is false. This is not currently an option for homebuyers. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back to DBL. A big shout out to our coworkers tuning in from home during the pandemic. We miss you guys so much. We got some new moms out there too. We had new babies out there. I love it. All right, Matthew Perry is the latest celebrity to be outed for using the exclusive dating site Raya. So a woman named Kate Harrelson claims she was matched with Matthew on the site last year when she was 19. He then asked to move the conversation to FaceTime. She said at one point Matthew, who's 51, asked her if he was as old as her dad. Kate posted some of the exchange on TikTok showing Matthew playing 20 questions with her. Earlier this week, another TikTok user posted a video she claims Ben Affleck sent her after she unmatched him on Raya. And Chrissy Teigen is weighing in, of course, on all of this. She recently tweeted, quote, "I agree celebs shouldn't be making these creepy, desperate video replies on Raya, but it's tacky to release private messages. You both wrong." Congrats. Kate says she posted the video to expose how older men in Hollywood take advantage of younger women. Matthew Perry, who is currently engaged to a 29-year-old woman, has not commented on the video.
Chrissy Teigen, go sit down somewhere.
What?
Go sit down somewhere. If you're on an exclusive dating app, how is that creepy that that man they matched up? How is he trying to take advantage of two people?
I don't think it's creepy that they match.
Consensual dating site.
I don't think it's crazy or weird that they match. I think the follow-up when you're 51 and she's 19 with like 20 questions when it's debatable if he was engaged or dating someone at the time is a little creepy.
Yes, that's beyond creepy. I understand that, but how is that? The wording, how men in Hollywood are trying to take advantage of younger women. That's not
that's what the girl who posted it
anyone.
Online said.
Because
Chrissy Teigen didn't say that. But I think that these people, like, when you're a celebrity, nobody's thinking, and mind you, I'm not a celebrity, so nobody's thinking that you get on these dating apps and send a video message like, why didn't you respond to me? Like, shouldn't it be a little simpler or a little bit more organized for you to be able to get a girl? Like, I'm confused. This looks so tacky on all ends. And yes, posting the video when somebody's messaging you and you're a consenting adult, which is 18 plus,
yes, right?
Last time I checked, he could holler at a 19-year-old. We think it's gross, but I think the whole thing is just a mess. Like, why are you on Raya trying to date rich people if that's not your intention? You found a rich person, he's maybe stalking you in your mind, and now you're sharing it with the world. Like, everybody got what they wanted. He wanted somebody who wanted to be on Raya. This person on Raya wanted somebody that had money or was famous, and you got it.
Yeah, Raya's a really interesting dating website. If you don't know out there, it's like 100,000 people try to sign up. They take about 8%. There's a board, a members board who let you in. You have to have like an interesting job, a certain bank account, a certain look. It's sort of like the worst of the dating sites in a way.
You have to upload. So before I met Colin, I tried out some dating sites. It was literally like 24 hours. So I did like Hinge, Tinder, and they all were terrible. And then I did Raya, and they were like, sorry, you're on the waiting list. So maybe that's why I'm even more irritated by Raya. But it's just like but you had to go and fill out what you did, explain,
everything about
send
yourself.
Some links to your Instagram, send links of videos of you being on air or whatever you did. And it was just like so extreme just to be like, I would like to meet somebody nice.
First and foremost, that was pre-DBL. You're a star now. Second and foremost, remember when I first got here, you tried to set me up on Raya.
Yeah, I thought he'd be good.
I'm not a dating app type guy. Third and foremost, how is it that a 19-year-old TikTok person is considered a celebrity?
Because they consider followers currency on that website. So that's enough to get you up and in there. That's what it's all about, y'all.
Are you on the waiting list too?
No, I'm not. I don't do dating apps. Sorry.
Wow. Wow.
Just meet someone at Target in line. Say hi.
All right, John Wayne, coming up on DBL, we're catching up with the Real Housewife of Atlanta castmate Cynthia Bailey. She's keeping it real with DBL Nation. Stay tuned.
Krispy Kreme planning a big comeback on Wall Street. So how did their falling donut sales come full circle? Let's connect the dots. Krispy Kreme cashed in back in 2016 when sales weren't doing too hot. They were bought by a private company that owns tons of big brands like Keurig and Panera Bread. Since then, they've made some big changes. Krispy Kreme remodeled hundreds of locations for the first time in a decade and revamped their menu with trendier options. The company also expanded their reach outside the Carolinas. Krispy Kreme has added new stores worldwide and opened a show-stopping location in Times Square. All of this proven to be a sweet success. Experts estimate Krispy Kreme sales have gone up nearly 60% since 2015. And now the company's even grabbing more attention thanks to the vaccine rollout. Krispy Kreme is offering a free donut every day this year if you get your COVID shot. The store hoping that giving you a freebie means you won't glaze over them the next time you see the hot light on. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to the DBL. Cynthia Bailey is a mogul, a model mom, a reality star, and a newlywed who has been serving up beauty and class for more than a decade on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And earlier she spoke with us in today's Chatting with the Stars.
She's serving up spirits and some piping hot new housewife tea. Cynthia Bailey, welcome to DBL.
Yes.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you. Hello.
It's so good to have you here. We are all fans of the show. The final episode, let's just get right to it. And we'll get to your spirits, by the way, because I think a lot of our viewers watching could benefit from that. The final episode of the Atlanta Housewife Season 13 reunion airs this Sunday on Bravo. One of the big moments this season, of course, was your sexy bachelorette party. Things got a little bit scandalous, if you will. So let me ask you this. Did it bother you, Cynthia, that your special ladies' night ended up being all about who slept with who?
Who slept with Bolo?
Well, honestly, it didn't bother me that much because, first of all, it was a surprise bachelorette party, so I honestly didn't even know that it was going to happen. But I will say I was excited to, see all the ladies really get so involved in my bachelorette party. Like, honestly, as the bachelorette, I really didn't have to do that much. They were happy to help me out. I'll just say that. And Bolo, of course, put the cherry on top.
You can say that again.
Cynthia, congratulations to you and Mike. What made you want to push through? A lot of people postponed their wedding during the pandemic. What made you want to push through and get married during it?
Well, honestly, we did think about postponing it a few times. But the more, at the time when we were planning it, people still weren't really sure when it was going to be over. We thought we wouldn't even be talking about the coronavirus by 10/10/20. But once we realized that we didn't know where it was going, if it was going to be around or not, at that point I was like, you know what, we may be dealing with this for the next year or so. So let's try to figure out a way to safely have a COVID-19 wedding and take all the precautions that we need to take to make sure that everyone is healthy and safe. It was a little stressful. I would have much rather been trying to figure out agonizing over the jewelry I was wearing or the appetizers or whatever, but it ended up turning into more of, making sure everyone was safe.
Well, we did see some jewelry because those earrings, 10/10/20, let us all know this was going down. Love you, girl. I love you. I'm a huge Bravo-holic, and I know you just got back from Turks and Caicos where you were filming The Real Housewives All-Stars. Now, I am so ready for this. Is there a housewife that you feel like should have been invited on the trip but wasn't? And who do you think really showed themselves the most?
I kind of really like the cast that they picked, to be honest. I thought we, were a nice balance of each franchise. And you guys have to realize this is the first one. There will be many behind us because we definitely set the bar high, and you guys are definitely going to be excited about this mashup. So everyone's going to have a shot at some point eventually. I was excited to be a part of the first one. But in terms of, who did the most? Well, I kind of had a couple of bumps in the road myself, to be honest. But,
Okay,
that's a good little cliffhanger.
Yeah.
We will all be tuning in. I cannot wait. Okay, so Cynthia, many moms will be enjoying Mother's Day by watching the Atlanta Housewife cast reunion with a cocktail. So I hear you'll be sipping a mimosa. You gotta tell us more about your special cocktail. Tell us.
Absolutely. This is my Seagram's Escape Peach Bellini, and you guys got a chance to see the launch on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Of course, I got into a little drama during that launch. Some unexpected guests came, and some other people weren't too happy about it. But that's not what this is about today. This is my Peach Bellini. We have several other flavors. You can use any Seagram's Escape flavor of your choice, and you basically just put half of whichever flavor you like, and then also you can follow up with half champagne. And now the champagne can also be substituted with a sparkling white wine. You can throw some fruit in there, and it's delicious, right? It's only like a little bit of alcohol, so a lot of moms need to decompress. So it's just enough to decompress, not to get lit, but just take the edge off. So here's to all the amazing moms out there.
Amen.
Yes, put your frozen grapes in there too to keep it cool, like Miss Cynthia Bailey.
Yeah.
I love you, girl.
You don't miss anything. Yes.
Oh my gosh, we love you so much. Happy Mother's Day, Cynthia.
Yes.
DBL Nation, celebrate Mother's Day with a Mommosa and tune in to part 3 of the season 13 reunion of The Real Housewives of Atlanta this Sunday on Bravo. We appreciate you, Miss Cynthia. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
There's been a lot of discussions recently that the COVID-19 vaccines have caused a high number of deaths. Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson recently said that a total of 3,362 people apparently died after getting the COVID-19 vaccines in the United States. He cited the CDC's Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. So we wanted to verify, does the CDC's database confirm deaths caused by COVID-19 vaccines? With Verify, we tell you our sources first and foremost. We went straight to the FDA and CDC, which operate the database. Now, before we get into the data, let's talk about the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System, or more simply, VAERS. The purpose of VAERS is to detect signals of possible side effects or other negative impacts associated with vaccines. This includes people who died after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. As of May 6th, that number comes out to 3,442. However, there is a significant disclaimer on the database's website. It says, note that the inclusion of events in VAERS data does not imply causality. In other words, even though a case might be listed as a death connected to the COVID-19 vaccine, that does not mean the death was caused by the vaccine. And here's another disclaimer about VAERS. It relies heavily on self-reporting, meaning anyone can report an adverse event to the database. Because the data included in VAERS is not verified, and because it does not confirm causality, the answer to our question is no. The CDC's database does not confirm deaths were caused by COVID-19 vaccines. Any claim that more than 3,000 people have died from the COVID-19 vaccine is false and misleading.
Welcome back to DBL. Did you know just 15 minutes a day of walking can make a world of difference? We're sharing 3 little-known benefits in today's Focus on Fitness presented by QB. So first, you will have better brain health. We could all use that. Walking produces important molecules that keep the mind functioning properly. Reducing joint pain is another benefit. Walking lubricates your joints and strengthens your muscles. Lastly, your appetite. A short, brisk walk can actually curb your sweet tooth. Staying active is so important, and QB has made it easy regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-782-2351 or visit QB.com to learn more. Oh, love QB. We did want to get in, Lindsay, some facts and feelings about your mom. How have you been feeling about Mother's Day to Susan Granger?
You saw me break down crying yesterday, so today I'm not going to cry, but my mom is awesome. I think about when Brandon just told that story about how your parents support you. My mom, literally, I'll bring something up like, hey, I'm trying out for this show on Oprah Network. Obviously, I didn't get it, and she will come with me and drive to the next state to try out for it. And then when I didn't get it, she writes me this long letter over email that I still have printed above my refrigerator that's like, don't worry about it, your time is coming. And to look, she watches the show every single day, but to look at like that I'm here now, and I was just an associate producer or a PA when I was trying out for this Oprah show, and to know that she watches this every day, it's like we're growing together, and she's been supporting me the whole time. So
she really
I love
is.
You.
We love
Happy
you,
Mother's
Susan.
Day. What about your mom?
Great relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. But I do want to say, Susan like texts me and tells me when she likes my hair. Like, I love Susan Granger. Real quick, my mom is often in a ton of pain, and for anyone out there right now who's in a ton of pain, and that's a lot of you emotionally. That's my mom. We're crazy together. Aww. Look at us. She never shows it, and I don't think you know how hard that is to cover. So I just want to say, for anyone struggling who still manages a smile and it can keep managing to walk on even when your every step is painful, I see you, we see you, and happy Mother's Day. DBL is new every day. We'll see us Monday, same time, same place. Bye, guys.
On Daily Blast Live.
Cruises are set to return with test trips. Would you be a guinea pig during a pandemic? Plus, the return of bigger weddings without dancing? A Chinese rocket could crash back to Earth soon. Where will it hit? First Ben Affleck, now Matthew Perry. We're talking about the latest celebs exposed for their online dating behavior. But are the women in the wrong for sharing it to the world? And in honor of Mother's Day weekend, one mom's heartwarming story of adopting 3 sisters.
A lot of people hear our story and they say, oh my goodness, how did you do that?
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2,
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, May 7th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Elle, and I believe it is Tori joining us from home. So I'm like still getting ready over here.
Yeah, Tori, Sam's got like she's like that person next to you on a flight that's got everything on her tray. She's got a rose, she's got something to drink, she has a full makeup kit, and we're just wearing some shoes that I don't know. I like them at the mall.
I like them on models. I think they look cool.
Let's get Jeff's
opinion. But I don't know if they look better on a model than me.
Jeff, what do you think about those?
Are they too Frankenstein-y? I love them. Kelly Schuberth gave them to me. They're Prada.
Not to
from
wear
China.
with your dress.
Yeah,
They're Prada from China.
Oh, well.
Prada. But I'd rather it be Prada. We're not gonna spend a lot of money. Okay, all right. Bert's telling me I can sit down now.
I like them.
I like them too, Tori.
I like them.
Look at Jeff's face.
Yeah.
What?
He's on the
You
fence.
could wear Viking horns and Tori be like, Sam, I love you.
You're the most honest person here, so I need to know, what do you think about me in these boots?
They look horrendous.
All right.
Kelly's probably watching. Kelly, I think they're amazing,
They look fine,
Kelly.
but you can't wear them with a dress.
That's the whole point.
It is?
Yeah, you can.
I don't know style.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm wearing a tablecloth.
All right, it's time to go. Bert, our executive producer, is moving us along. Here we go. Let's get to it. Of course, this weekend is Mother's Day. That's why I have a rose.
Oh, yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Well deserved.
Thank you very much. And since we don't air on Sunday, we want to take this time to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. We love you, and we can't wait to celebrate you all. All right, so speaking of Mother's Day, this year, Americans are expected to spend more than $28 billion to celebrate Mom. Wow, on average, people will each spend around $220. So what are the most popular gifts? According to the National Retail Federation, the most money will be spent on jewelry. Electronics are the second highest spending category. 72% plan to purchase cards, 68% will buy flowers, and about half of people are taking Mom out for brunch, a trip to the spa, or a mani and pedi. And as far as gifts from younger kids, did you know on average Mom will get about 45 pieces of homemade artwork over her lifetime? That's the best part. When I have a homemade card from Sophie, it just like fills my heart up.
Yeah, and also fills the attic up. No one keeps those out the whole time.
Yeah, those are bad.
Let's be honest. They last till the next year, and then they go in a plastic bin.
So one day I'll reminisce, and when I'm with a glass of wine. One day when I'm having a bad day and feel like a crappy mom, because we all have mom guilt, I will sit there, Jeff.
I'm with you.
Going through those cards with a glass of wine, and it will be exactly what I need at that moment.
I get strangely sentimental like that too, and we take all that stuff that Lawson and Leighton do, and it's just their hands and it's scribble, and we put it on the fridge. Those are the time. You don't like it?
Look, man, I'm being goofy up here, but Tori, actually, I said it before. I gave Sam a mug of a picture of my son's feet. He took pictures of his feet with my phone, and I found it, and I had it put on a mug. So yeah, it's the kids that are everything.
I got the mug.
That's amazing. My worst thing is, though, when I made a coupon for a free hug for my mom. That's really not great. That's not
cute.
a great present.
Cute, Tori. Speaking of moms,
okay.
You have anything that you're planning on doing for your mom?
Yes, I'm going to say this without giving it away. I saw my mom 2 weeks ago in Cleveland. Unfortunately, it was under the circumstances of a funeral, but it was great that I saw my mom. I hadn't seen her in a year. That was actually at the funeral right there. But my mom looks amazing. She's doing great.
Gorgeous.
Great. Well, I've already told her I'm going to South Carolina to go see her in a couple weeks, and I'm going to rent a house that I can't afford for 2 days. The whole family's going to get together.
Yes. And Tori, what about you? Any plans from Mama?
I'm going to see my mom for the first time in over a year in June. She's been through a lot of pain, and I haven't been able to hug her and hold her and touch her and make sure she's okay. So there's something about seeing her in person. But for any moms out there who have lost a mom, I also want to wish you a happy Mother's Day in heaven. I know that's really hard, and a lot of you are grieving, but that's real, and I know they're looking down on you. So happy Mother's Day to all those who have lost one as well.
Amen, Tori. That's so important. What about you, Jeff?
Again, I haven't seen my mom in over a year and a half. They'll be out here in July, which I'm so happy. Love you, Mom.
Yes.
And I sent them some cured meat and cheeses and a bottle of wine from the heart. That's what we do.
That's awesome.
Very Jeff Schroeder.
Yeah.
Very.
It's good to see that runs in the family.
And my mom, I'm definitely sending her something. I can't say what it is because my mom watches us every day. So my mom will. There's my mom when she was younger. Look at her.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, and there she is. She's the best Oma on the planet. The best Oma on the planet. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We love you. We appreciate you. And to those that Mother's Day, to Tori's point, is something where you feel a loss. Just know that we are thinking
None of
you
us would be sitting here without our mothers. Not one of us. I can confidently say that.
Yeah, that's called science. Okay.
He meant like encourage one.
Yeah, but she got me. I tried to say something
I was
nice,
gonna
and
get you
she
too, but
attacked
it's too
me.
nice to jump on you. Sam put it in.
Yeah, she got
Better believe it. Okay, so the CDC is out with some new guidance for cruise ships to set sail again. And get this, it may mean they're looking for volunteers to go on test cruises to try out their COVID precautions. Here's the deal. These test cruises will be at a 10% capacity and will last between 2 to 7 days. Volunteers must be over 18 years old and aren't required to be vaccinated, but they must have documentation that they're otherwise healthy. You must also agree to be evaluated for COVID symptoms before and after. So meantime, as wedding season gets underway, a lot of people are upset over what some are calling the footloose restrictions at weddings in Washington, D.C. The mayor there is allowing weddings for up to 250 people, but they're drawing the line at getting too close together, which means no dancing. The rules say wedding guests must remain socially distanced in their seats. Okay, where do we begin here? Because I would want to follow COVID precautions if it were my wedding, but I think that you can dance still 6 feet apart. And then, okay, and then would you volunteer for one of these test cruises, given the fact that not everyone's going to be vaccinated?
No. And these weddings, like, just get married at the courthouse, man. What's the problem?
We're talking about the reception, though.
Dude, go out to a restaurant. You need to have 200 people there that you don't talk to anyway and have them dancing 6 feet apart like psychos.
First, Tori, before you answer, can we keep in mind that no one's going to stick to this rule after 3 glasses of wine?
Right.
Oh, don't forget that there's no dancing. Look, if you go to the wedding, some dancing's going down. So if you go there knowing that. Now, I think maybe a better way to approach this is at our wedding, we have on the invitation, we require that you come vaccinated and show proof of that. Then everybody can dance however they choose.
Oh, Tori, would you go on one of these cruises?
Yeah. First of all, I don't want to go on a cruise after the whole pandemic. I just think it's a bad idea. So I'm anti-cruise right now. But second of all, I do want to say my city, D.C., is a dancing city. And I cannot imagine anyone enforcing this rule. So again, I agree with Al. A couple champagne toasts, and I'm doing the electric slide with the tie on my head. I'm fine.
Oh, boy, of course she is.
There you are.
Wow.
Not even the cha-cha slide. Keep it real 1990.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect any always. There's a lot of talk right now about an out-of-control Chinese rocket. It's falling back down to Earth and is expected to re-enter the atmosphere at some point this weekend. But here's the problem. No one really knows where. The rocket is huge, weighing in at more than 21 tons. And although a lot of it may burn up on re-entry, there are concerns that cities along the East Coast, including New York, are in its path. And believe me, you don't want a giant chunk of flaming rocket to land on you or your house. Am I right?
Yeah, way to take a strong stance on that one. No, I just, honestly, I just feel like this is why I don't really follow the story. It's always like New York City. It's never like Schenectady. I feel like New York is in there just to make people read this article, because otherwise it's like, oh, something's falling out of the sky. Who cares? But it needs to be New York because it brings up Independence Day.
Bigger than Schenectady. That's why.
I've never even heard of
so.
Schenectady.
You never heard of Schenectady?
I pretended I did.
It's in New York.
You guys,
upstate.
it's 70% chance of landing in the ocean. So that's a pretty good percentage.
30% chance it could hit New York. And why not be cautious? Why not be prepared?
How can you be cautious, Sam? What are you going to do? Just run around with an umbrella and hope it doesn't hit you? Like, what is Sam going to do?
I would have my eyes up to the sky.
Okay, that would be insane.
Why?
Jeff, will you back me up on this, that you can't? If a rocket falls, it's your time.
Exactly. I'd rather not know about it. If I'm walking down the street and a rocket lands on my head and that's how I go, that's how I go.
Jeffrey,
what?
You have 2 kids.
If a rocket falls on my head, I'm willing to take the chance. I don't need to know everything all the time.
You can't sporadically, as you go on your stroll, just look up and make sure nothing's about to fall on you?
No, that makes you a worse person.
No. And then you're going to get in a car crash because you're looking for a rocket, and then you're going to smash into somebody.
I never said I was in a car. I said a stroll.
It's also a really cool story. Like, when you get to heaven, like, be like, how'd you die? Oh, rocket. Like, I'd go with that.
I think I'd make national news.
Yeah.
I might not if I just died on regular causes.
Might be good
but if I get hit by a rocket, I'm taking you guys to the next level.
That's true. Could really help DBL.
Take that, GMA.
Coming up on DBL, did Friends star Matthew Perry really hit on a 19-year-old on a dating app? Why? And why Chrissy Teigen is putting him on blast. Plus, with Mother's Day around the corner, an expert is giving DBL Nation parenting tips that are actually realistic. And our medical pro, Dr. Pyle Coley, is answering all your COVID questions. Don't go away.
Closed captioning.
Catherine, welcome to DBL. So let's be honest, parenting this past year has been like no other, and kids do not come with a manual. So I've got to ask you, how do we know? How do I know that I'm doing it right?
So for me personally, for so long it was about more, right? I have to have more money, more titles, more children, more accomplishments. But these days, with everything that's going on, I think we can give ourselves a break. And I'm starting to say that more is a 4-letter word, and I don't want to sign up for more, right now. And what we're going through, it's hard, and we have to recognize that, and it's okay to do a little less right now.
The housing market is really hot right now. It's a seller's market, and buyers across the country are trying to find any way to get ahead. That led to viral posts like this one with more than 11,000 shares, which claimed that a bill passed through Congress giving $25,000 to first-time homebuyers. So let's verify. Is that true? Here are sources: the First-Time Homebuyer Act of 2021, the Down Payment Toward Equity Act of 2021, and Andy Winkler from the Bipartisan Policy Center.
No, that's not true. This bill has not passed.
Winkler tells us that there are 2 proposed bills that we have to talk about here. Let's start with the Down Payment Toward Equity Act.
It is specifically targeted toward first-generation homebuyers. In the bill text, it would allow homebuyers to receive up to $20,000 in assistance or $25,000 in assistance if that homebuyer qualifies as what the bill calls a socially and economically disadvantaged individual.
Then there's the First-Time Homebuyer Act, which would give a tax credit up to 10% to first-time homebuyers. But we should emphasize that neither of these bills have passed. In fact, neither of them have moved through committee. So we can verify that this claim is false. This is not currently an option for homebuyers. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back to DBL. With every passing week, we get a little bit closer to what we hope is the end of the pandemic, but there are still many questions. Dr. Payal Kohli joins us live. There she is. Hey. Today we are tackling viewer questions. Okay, Dr. Kohli? So Daniel asks you, quote, I read that there's a connection between bald men and severe COVID-19. Is that true? Interesting.
Very interesting, and indeed it is true. So we know that men with COVID do worse than women, so there has to be some sort of hormonal component to that. We also know that men that are bald have a genetic predisposition to being more sensitive to androgens, and that sensitivity actually confers risk for a number of different illnesses, so more heart disease, more diabetes, and the newest study that's telling us that you may actually do worse with COVID, have a 2 times higher risk of ending up in the hospital and a higher risk of ending up in the ICU. So, it's really hard because it's really the short end of the stick for people that lose their hair prematurely, but also have a higher incidence of these types of conditions.
My friend's wicked smart.
I was just like, I was listening. I was like, I would have thought that was the most ridiculous thing.
I thought she was going to say that's false.
I would have shot that down when my friend said it.
That was so interesting. Okay, so Kelly wants to know, it's wedding season. Do you think guests should be separated depending on their vaccination status?
So first of all, Kelly, I will say what you guys were just saying a few minutes ago, which is that you should not be inviting people to your wedding that are not vaccinated, because that is a perfect recipe for disaster and for creating a super spreader event out of your wedding, which is the last thing that you want to do. But if you are going to go ahead and have an event or a wedding with people that are not vaccinated, actually it seems counterintuitive, but the best thing to do is to mix the vaccinated and unvaccinated people according to a recipe. So you want to take 1 or 2 unvaccinated people at the table and put 8 or 9 vaccinated people there. The last thing you want to do is put all the unvaccinated people together, because if even one of them is sick and doesn't realize it, he or she's going to make the entire table sick. But if you mix them with the vaccinated people, everyone is sort of relatively protected.
Wouldn't that be like kind of an example of like a microcosm of herd immunity?
That's exactly right, Al. You're absolutely right. So that's exactly what you're creating, is that most of the people are immune. So even the person that doesn't actually have immunity biologically gets immune because the other people can't spread it to them. The other thing that I thought was interesting, you guys, is that wedding planners are giving people wristbands. So red, yellow, or green. So red means just give me a wave. Yellow means I'm okay for an elbow bump. And green means bring it in for a hug. So what do you guys think about that?
I'm down with that. That's cool. I think
like
a lot of people that just are crazy, weird about their space should be able to say that without having to say it with their words. All right.
So what color is your wristband going to be, Al?
I'm a hugger. You know me. I got the double green band on.
Wow.
I'm here for it. All right. Okay, so Pete writes in. He says, Dr. Coley has discussed before COVID-19 variants, but I'm hearing more about the India variant. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this variant, unfortunately, I have a lot of friends and family that have been affected by it, but it's a very aggressive appearing mutant. So it actually has over 12 mutations, but really 2 famous ones, one that makes it more sticky to cells and one that makes it kind of evade the immune system. And what we know now is that this is here in the United States. It's going through community spread, meaning it's in people who haven't traveled to India. We don't yet know if the vaccines work against it, and we don't yet know how much more aggressively it spreads. But if you're seeing what's happening in India, it really does make you worry. So if there was ever a good reason to go and get that vaccine, this is a good one because this variant is here now and we have to try to slow its spread.
India had 400,000 positive COVID cases in one day, just a couple of days ago. It's absolutely heartbreaking.
You know, I'm having family members call me nearly every other day from India where the whole family is down.
Wow.
You're talking families of 5 or 6 people because they have a blended family structure, and it really breaks your heart.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Dr. Coley. Wow. Well, thank you for answering those questions. We appreciate you as always. We'll be right back.
Krispy Kreme planning a big comeback on Wall Street. So how did their falling donut sales come full circle? Let's connect the dots. Krispy Kreme cashed in back in 2016 when sales weren't doing too hot. They were bought by a private company that owns tons of big brands like Keurig and Panera Bread. Since then, they've made some big changes. Krispy Kreme remodeled hundreds of locations for the first time in a decade and revamped their menu with trendier options. The company also expanded their reach outside the Carolinas. Krispy Kreme has added new stores worldwide and opened a show-stopping location in Times Square. All of this proven to be a sweet success. Experts estimate Krispy Kreme sales have gone up nearly 60% since 2015. And now the company's even grabbing more attention thanks to the vaccine rollout. Krispy Kreme is offering a free donut every day this year if you get your COVID shot. The store hoping that giving you a freebie means you won't glaze over them the next time you see the hot light on. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Welcome back to DBL. We've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child, and it's true. Earlier, Lindsay and I spoke with Catherine Bueno, a mom who has traveled the world interviewing fellow moms, and the things she's learned can help us all. That's today's DBL Spotlight. Catherine, welcome to DBL. So let's be honest, parenting this past year has been like no other, and kids do not come with a manual. So I've got to ask you, how do I know that I'm doing it right?
Well, the truth is you might not ever be doing it right, and who's to say what's right? So you have to set your own definition of success. So for me personally, for so long it was about more, right? I have to have more money, more titles, more children, more accomplishments. But these days, with everything that's going on, I think we can give ourselves a break. And I'm starting to say that more is a 4-letter word, and I don't want to sign up for more, right now. And what we're going through, it's hard, and we have to recognize that, and it's okay to do a little less right now.
Now, Catherine, you've traveled around the world talking with moms from 17 different countries.
Wow.
That's crazy. So is there anything you learned from them that can help me as I start my journey into motherhood?
Absolutely. What you need to know is that as mothers, we all think we suck at being a mother. And so
Oh, man. The mom guilt is real.
When you're new to this, that's right. It is absolutely real. And like you said, I've studied mothers all around the world, and the most common emotion that we share is self-doubt, meaning we don't think we're good enough, tough enough, patient enough. And so that should bring you some peace, to know most of us think that, oh, I'm pathetic and everybody else is perfect, but we all feel pretty flawed as mothers.
Now, I have to ask this question because I always hear moms talking about losing themselves. So when this baby comes, how do I make sure not to lose me?
The best way to avoid losing yourself is to put yourself on your calendar, right? So all of our lives revolve around our calendar. If it's not on the calendar, it's not real. And so put yourself on your calendar in reoccurring meetings. It could be for a glass of wine with a girlfriend. It could be for a yoga workout, a walk, whatever it is. But once you're there first, the rest of the world will still fit, and all those daily tasks and assignment will still get done, but you don't have to constantly find the courage to carve out me time because it'll already be there.
I'm going to apply that. And that is just so easy to do, but I feel like we overlook it, right? So thank you for that tip. Now, this weekend is Mother's Day. What are your feelings about our American holiday here?
I don't think Mother's Day is great for most mothers. And according to my research, 92% of mothers say they never get what they want for Mother's Day. And what mothers tell me they really want for Mother's Day is a break,
A day
to
off.
be left
That's what I
alone.
told- Wow. I told my
A day
husband,
off.
I just want a day off.
No flowers, no nothing.
That's right. Forget it. So you know what? That is what women want. But I think what's sad is even though that's what we want, we don't feel comfortable asking for that. It's our day. We should be comfortable, saying what we want, voicing our opinion. And if you're looking for something, for your own mother, write her a letter, write her a card, tell her how much you love her, and leave her alone for a day.
I love that. Great advice.
Leave her alone.
I know. I hope all the dads out there are watching. Catherine, thank you for joining DBL. For those of you who want to learn more of Catherine's amazing tips, you got to get her book, Slay Like a Mother. Great title, by the way. Available on Amazon. It could be the Mother's Day gift that moms actually want, along with their day off. Maybe some flowers, too, a massage. Why not? Throw all of it at her. Thanks again, Catherine. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
There's been a lot of discussions recently that the COVID-19 vaccines have caused a high number of deaths. Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson recently said that a total of 3,362 people apparently died after getting the COVID-19 vaccines in the United States. He cited the CDC's Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. So we wanted to verify, does the CDC's database confirm deaths caused by COVID-19 vaccines? With Verify, we tell you our sources first and foremost. We went straight to the FDA and CDC, which operate the database. Now, before we get into the data, let's talk about the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System, or more simply, VAERS. The purpose of VAERS is to detect signals of possible side effects or other negative impacts associated with vaccines. This includes people who died after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. As of May 6th, that number comes out to 3,442. However, there is a significant disclaimer on the database's website. It says, note that the inclusion of events in VAERS data does not imply causality. In other words, even though a case might be listed as a death connected to the COVID-19 vaccine, that does not mean the death was caused by the vaccine. And here's another disclaimer about VAERS. It relies heavily on self-reporting, meaning anyone can report an adverse event to the database. Because the data included in VAERS is not verified, and because it does not confirm causality, the answer to our question is no. The CDC's database does not confirm deaths were caused by COVID-19 vaccines. Any claim that more than 3,000 people have died from the COVID-19 vaccine is false and misleading.
Monday on DBL, we're talking to the one, the only, Jerry Springer. From the knockdown, drag-out fights that changed TV forever to celebrities running for office, Jerry's holding nothing back. And we're kicking off a week of your favorite 80s stars with Dukes of Hazzard heartthrob John Schneider. You don't want to miss Monday, only on DBL. You don't want to miss a single moment. Coming up on DBL, why is Chrissy Teigen calling Matthew Perry and other celebs creepy? Huh? Well, we're going to discuss DBL's new Everyday. We'll be right back.
Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Patty. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Tori joins us from home. Okay, so Matthew Perry is the latest celebrity to be outed for using the exclusive dating site Raya. A woman named Kate Harrelson claims she was matched with Matthew on the site last year when she was 19. He then asked to move their conversation to FaceTime. She said at one point Matthew, who is 51, asked her if he was as old as her dad. Kate posted some of the exchange on TikTok showing Matthew playing 20 questions with her.
Whoa, look at that. Weird. Earlier this week, another TikTok user posted a video that she claims that Ben Affleck sent her after she unmatched him on Raya. And Chrissy Teigen is weighing in on all of this. She says, or she tweeted, quote, "I agree celebs shouldn't be making these creepy, desperate video replies on Raya, but it's tacky to release private messages. You're both wrong. Congrats." Kate says she posted the video to expose how older men in Hollywood take advantage of younger women. She has since been kicked off the site. Matthew Perry has not commented on the videos. Wow, so many thoughts. What are you thinking?
When did Chrissy Teigen get back on Twitter?
Oh, she did like a couple weeks ago, and she did a whole paragraph saying that she missed it.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to clear that up because we did a big story on how she couldn't stand it.
She quit it,
She's
right?
back.
Yeah, she back.
Okay, good. 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 All right, so this is, let's get back to the story. Is that you?
Sam is drinking on air. Do you have a microphone on, Sam? And that kind of goes out
Are you
to the
Jamba
people.
Juice? I was like, what is that?
I apologize. Go ahead. I was just parched. Go ahead.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. This is terrible. Raya, it's Raya's fault. It's not these guys' fault. They're on there to match with... I don't even care about this story. What do you think, Al?
Why is it Raya's fault?
Because they matched them.
No, Jeff.
And
it
these
is their
girls are
fault because when you
chasing.
set up a profile, you have this thing say the age range of people that you want to meet, and clearly hers was at least 52 because he matched. If he was too old and she set up parameters from 19 to 29, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. She allowed that because she clearly said she's allowing people 51 to contact her. Then she puts him on blast. It didn't seem like he was rude. It didn't seem like he was doing anything wrong.
A 51-year-old dating a 19-year-old, yes, it's legal, but it's creepy and it's
not illegal.
Why did Raya match them? Why did Raya match them?
Because it's legal. Because it's legal. But it's, Tori, come on now. If you had a friend that's, okay, I was going to point to Al, but he's 42. But if you had even if Al.
Hold on.
Even if Al.
Sorry.
Tori, even if Al, who's a young 42, don't worry, I'm a couple years behind you, who's a young 42, showed up to dinner with you and I with a 19-year-old in tow, you and I would be like, Al.
Yes, I think it's weird, but I don't think it's weird that they matched. I think it's weird that he continued the conversation also because Matthew Perry was somewhat engaged or dating at the same time this happened. So there's some weird stuff going on with whether or not he was sort of cheating on her at the same time. But yes, 51 and 19 to me is super duper weird. Not weird that they matched, just weird that Matthew Perry continued the relationship from my point of view.
This very exclusive site.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know what's going on.
What is going
Friday.
on?
I'm ready to get out of here.
Oh my God.
No, what about this? 8% of people who get on Raya actually get into the site. So this is for celebrities looking for somebody. What they're doing, what's up with these people filming everything?
They're destroying their business model, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's
wrong too. They should be kicked off. It's supposed to be private. So it was wrong, just like Chrissy Teigen said. I'm going to agree with Chrissy here. It was wrong. Stop smirking. It was wrong for those women to blast the celebrities, and it was really creepy of both of those celebrities.
No.
Yes,
creepy and wrong are on two different sides of the city. It's legal to be creepy. What she did was absolutely wrong. And where was the same energy when Madonna showed up with a
I said that was wrong.
11-year-old.
It wasn't
he
11.
Looked like
that would
19. He's like way younger. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Like he was way younger.
I know.
So
that's
come on.
weird too.
But no one called her creepy.
Because
we all did.
We all did, actually. Thank you, Tori. We all did. Okay, so
you're welcome.
The high-profile divorce of Bill and Melinda Gates has put a spotlight on so-called gray divorces. They are a part of a larger trend of couples over 50 splitting up. According to a marriage expert, many older couples drift apart once their kids leave the house and their own careers start to wrap up. People are also living longer, so staying in an unhealthy marriage is less appealing for older adults. Al and Tipper Gore called it quits in 2010 after 40 years of marriage. In 2012, Rhea Perlman and Danny DeVito decided to separate after being married for 30 years, although she has said they do not plan to divorce. And Maria Shriver and Arnold Schwarzenegger also split after 25 years together. What do you guys make of gray divorces?
I think it's a great thing. I don't look at it as
if it applies to your.
If some people, it's so weird that we only define success in a relationship as if you're with each other until one of you guys dies. I would look and say, hey, if I had a relationship with somebody and for 20, 25, 30 odd years it was happy, and maybe the last 5 weren't so great, we made a decision for both of us to be happier, I look at that as 2 people that loved each other, and the last gift you gave to each other was like, go find somebody that makes you happy, because it's not me anymore, but it once was. Why does everything have to be this to the death?
Because that's what it says in the vows.
That's right. Till death do us part.
But people didn't live as long back then, you know?
Sickness and health.
No, you got a great point. And I think if it's mutual and that's what you want to do, to each their own, right? I'm in a committed relationship. I want to commit to the end, till that rocket falls on me.
Yeah.
So I'm in till the end. But hey, who knows? Maybe in 40 years, I don't feel the same way, my wife doesn't, and we want to enjoy our golden years apart, then that's what you do. I don't blame any of them.
I don't blame them either, Tori. Do you?
No, and I also want to just say that people in their 70s and 80s in retirement homes are actually having an enormous amount of percentage of sex, because sex doesn't end when you're 65 or 70. We're living longer, we're staying healthier. So go get your sex on and go get your groove on if you guys aren't feeling the groove together, because there's more life to live.
I don't know if I want to have a ton of sex in my 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
I think I just want to chill.
Everything's all like.
But if you guys have been doing Pilates,
what?
If your guys in shape, maybe you keep in
I don't
shape.
think that has anything to do with it.
You don't think being?
I think it has something to do with it.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, Jeff.
I just said maybe too.
Here come logic. No,
All right.
you attacked me until Jeff backed me up. Then you were on my. Then you were on
No,
my
she
side.
didn't.
I got
Thank
your
you,
back,
Tori.
buddy. I love you.
Enough.
Thank you. I love you too.
Enough. When it comes to the perfect features, many celebrities seem to have the right dimensions, according to science. For example, a psychologist says that most men are attracted to a woman with curves similar to J-Lo's, and Jennifer Aniston apparently has the perfect waist because of her small waist-to-hip ratio. Beyonce's eyes appear to have the perfect pupil distance and are considered beautiful because of their shape. Posh Spice Victoria Beckham may only be 5'4", but her legs are considered ideal because they are longer than the average for her height. And according to science, Gwyneth Paltrow's hands are perfectly proportional to the rest of her body. Okay, way to give everybody a complex. Like, this is what's wrong with social media, with science, breaking every little thing down. So you look at yourself and you don't look at yourself as a whole. You look at just one little thing and you fixate, and then it makes you insecure. Am I right, Tori?
1,000%. To compare hands to someone else's, now we're looking at hands. Like, at some point, self-compassion has got to start being a mode of importance and priority for people. And if you don't include yourself in the compassionate practice, it's not complete. So stop looking at other people and start loving on that body that's got you out and alive. Am I right?
Amen. Is this a gender thing? Are women more fixated, or do you guys look at other guys and like I've heard you say that you're commenting about Zac Efron's calves. I've heard you comment. So do you guys pick people apart?
No, but I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily proportion that what I find beautiful, you know, but like, I don't know where this study comes from. I mean, I'll tell you who's beautiful.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, do you want an example?
Yeah.
Or male or female?
Both.
Okay, my number one male, Ricky Martin. He's a
he's
good looking.
He's a
guy.
handsome man. So
Stunning.
I don't know if that has to do with
Michael B.
proportion.
Jordan. I'm like,
Michael
a
B.
dude
Jordan
can look
good-looking
like
man.
that.
Okay.
And like Emily Ratajkowski would be my number one.
Phenomenal.
Right.
Phenomenal.
Those are my two
I
tops.
want to ask you guys quickly, when we start talking about things and we kind of start getting on a
You're not going to follow in order? Like, I just look like a weirdo over
No,
here.
I
Trying to give some
like
more
it.
substance to the story.
Do you guys think that there's like a reason that people are fixated? Because people see this every day from like we don't highlight being like a self-esteem and things on magazine covers. We highlight people that are attractive. All of our singers are attractive. Our actors are attractive. Everybody's attractive, and then we go, love yourself, and they're like, what are you talking about? The people that are attractive get all the attention.
It's backwards.
And I want
I
attention.
know.
So how do we turn around and tell kids that turn into adults?
But doesn't talent in comedy, doesn't that make you more attractive
Yes,
too?
yes.
In my eyes, it does.
That's a good point.
How many famous singers or rappers are there that are not attractive generally? How many singers just look like regular people and everybody goes Adele and now she looks like a model? I'll wait.
No, for me, I'm attracted to talent. Are you, Tori? If someone's a little funnier, are you more attracted to them?
Well, we
Yes,
got
and
one
can I
more
be-
story,
can I-
you guys. We got to go to the last story.
Well, you're not. You look like you're not even paying attention to any story.
To the producer.
You're
And
just
I'm-
like, uh-huh,
No,
and I'm like-
I'm listening to the producer. I'm having a conversation with a producer. They want one more story. Would you guys? Now, I thought we were going to diamonds, and that's why I wanted to get to it because of Jeff. You guys would rather do the. We can do the diamonds. All right, well, I've already wasted time. Here we go. A 4-year-old boy from Brooklyn has gone viral for his love of SpongeBob popsicles. So Noah purchased 51 cases of the popsicles off his mom's Amazon account without her knowing. That's 918 popsicles costing more than $2,600. They cannot be returned. So his mom's friend started a GoFundMe to help pay for the treats, but get this, it's now raised more than $12,000. Jeff.
No.
What?
No. This is all you.
I was doing my job because I thought diamonds was coming up and I knew you were going to light up. I was trying to do it for you.
You stick with popsicles. I don't know how much time we have left.
How much time do we
Let's have Tori do it.
Yeah, Tori
Tori,
Sam
you-
can talk popsicles.
Uh-oh, maybe they should rename these the Oopsicles.
That was terrible.
I think it's a cute story, but I think that there should be things in place, especially because everybody has things on their phone in which you can purchase things. My son plays with my phone 90% of the time when I'm in LA, so I could see this happening. And I'm just surprised there's not a check and balance in place, like maybe there's a second level of verification when you order something that you've never ordered before. If she ran a corner store, that wouldn't be a big deal, but I'm surprised they don't have something in the algorithm.
How about the fact that she got 12 grand though?
Al looks like he deals cars in Westworld.
That's funny. That's true.
Tori,
That's true.
I told Jeff I was worried I looked like the black version of the Lincoln Lawyer with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Like a banker,
Loving
I like it.
All right. Coming up on DBL, meet Nicole Walters, who went from a boss in the boardroom to a boss at home. She's showing us why the role of mother is the best job she could have. And let's give it up for our DBL coworkers. They are at home during the pandemic, working so hard. We appreciate you all. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning.
The housing market is really hot right now. It's a seller's market, and buyers across the country are trying to find any way to get ahead. That led to viral posts like this one with more than 11,000 shares, which claimed that a bill passed through Congress giving $25,000 to first-time homebuyers. So let's verify. Is that true? Here are sources. The First-Time Homebuyer Act of 2021, the Down Payment Toward Equity Act of 2021, and Andy Winkler from the Bipartisan Policy Center.
No, that's not true. This bill has not passed.
Winkler tells us that there are two proposed bills that we have to talk about here. Let's start with the Down Payment Toward Equity Act.
It is specifically targeted toward first-generation home buyers. In the bill text, it would allow home buyers to receive up to $20,000 in assistance or $25,000 in assistance if that home buyer qualifies as what the bill calls a socially and economically disadvantaged individual.
Then there's the First-Time Homebuyer Act, which would give a tax credit up to 10% to first-time homebuyers. But we should emphasize that neither of these bills have passed. In fact, neither of them have moved through committee. So we can verify that this claim is false. This is not currently an option for homebuyers. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
DBL. No two paths to motherhood are the same, and no one knows that better than Nicole Walters. Her mom's story is so unique that it's led to her own reality show. And in honor of Mother's Day, we are sharing her remarkable journey.
We make it work. Someone should punish you for wearing those shoes.
Good enough for Moses, good enough for me.
This whole family is stressing me out. Just want to have a nice dinner. People ask me who runs this family. If you want a CAR, you need a JOB.
There is nothing conventional about Nicole Walters' journey to motherhood.
We're grateful to have found each other, to have chosen each other, and to have the opportunity to share our family with the world.
It starts as a simple drive home on a cold October night in 2014. Nicole and her husband noticed a woman and her toddler on the side of the road and decide to pull over.
So after chatting her up and finding out that she had 2 more kids back at home, we took them some dinner. And then we kept showing up, being mentors and helping them with school and whatever else they needed. And before you knew it, mentor turned into mom in about 30 days.
Nicole's family more than doubles in size.
A lot of people hear our story and they say, oh my goodness, how did you do that? But it was fast, but it wasn't overnight. We just kept doing the next right thing. So at that first point, the right thing was to pull over and ask if we could help. And then at that next point, it was to make sure that these 3 sisters didn't end up in the system and get separated. And we just keep showing up and we keep doing the next right thing.
Before long, this working mom feels a tug to do the next right thing.
I was good at being able to show up for my clients, and I knew that I was making my company tons of money, but every single day I knew I wasn't living in my purpose. And once I got my girls, I knew they were watching too, and I needed to be an example for them.
Just that I'm not sure if there's like an alignment of future trajectory.
Nicole quits her Fortune 500 company live in front of 10,000 people.
I didn't just quit my job. I scorched the earth. I burnt that bridge down to the ground, nothing but ashes left.
From the ashes, Nicole builds her own consulting company and within 1 year makes it into $1 million business. But despite her entrepreneurial success, there's one job title she prefers above all others.
We're not perfect, but we chose each other. I'm so proud of you, kiddo. All right, good job, good job, good job.
I don't know what my life would be like if I wasn't a mom, specifically to these 3. I count myself so lucky and so blessed to be able to have a walking, living, breathing example of resilience and fortitude and strength and the ability to not let where you start determine where you end up. And for that reason, I don't know if I could do the things that I do every single day without being a mom, but I'm grateful that I don't have to figure that out because I get to be their mom forever.
Oh, happy Mother's Day to you, Nicole. DBL Nation, you can follow Nicole and her adorable family on the reality show She's the Boss on usanetwork.com or USA Network app. We'll be right back.
Nearly 110 million people were victims of cyber.
Krispy Kreme planning a big comeback on Wall Street. So how did their falling donut sales come full circle? Let's connect the dots. Krispy Kreme cashed in back in 2016 when sales weren't doing too hot. They were bought by a private company that owns tons of big brands like Keurig and Panera Bread. Since then, they've made some big changes. Krispy Kreme remodeled hundreds of locations for the first time in a decade and revamped their menu with trendier options. The company also expanded their reach outside the Carolinas. Krispy Kreme has added new stores worldwide and opened a show-stopping location in Times Square. All of this proven to be a sweet success. Experts estimate Krispy Kreme sales have gone up nearly 60% since 2015. And now the company's even grabbing more attention thanks to the vaccine rollout. Krispy Kreme is offering a free donut every day this year if you get your COVID shot. The store hoping that giving you a freebie means you won't glaze over them the next time you see the hot light on. And that is Connecting the Dots.
welcome back to DBL. Did you know just 15 minutes a day of walking can make a world of a difference? Well, we're sharing 3 little-known benefits in today's Focus on Fitness presented by QB. So first, you'll have better brain health. Walking produces important molecules that can keep the mind functioning properly. Reducing joint pain is another benefit. Walking lubricates your joints and strengthens your muscles. Lastly, your appetite. A short, brisk walk can actually curb your sweet tooth. Staying active is so important, and QB has made it easy regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-782-2351 or visit QB.com to learn more. I was just telling you, my father-in-law, he's visiting us right now, and he was so mad that he forgot his under-desk elliptical. He loves it, and it keeps his knee lubricated. Yeah. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Honestly, I think this is for another thing that people don't talk about a lot. I think a lot of people are fidgety. I have a good friend of mine that just taps his foot all the time, has since we were in high school. And I think for things like that, like some people that are just fidgety, this is the way to go.
I love a good rose.
Sam, what are you doing?
It smells so good.
I know, but we're on TV right now.
I wasn't on TV. You
I know,
brought
but
the
you're
attention
smelling
to
the
it.
rose as I'm talking to you, like you're wandering through the park, reminiscing about high school.
Like a Jamba Juice when I'm talking.
I don't know what. You were drinking while Jeff was talking, like you're in the movie theater. I don't know what's happening. We worked for an hour.
I apologize. I really do. It's just, it's Mother's Day weekend.
You seem really tore up about it.
I don't know what's happening to her.
Who doesn't love a fragrant flower? Come on now. We'll be right back.
Promotion.
There's been a lot of discussions recently that the COVID-19 vaccines have caused a high number of deaths. Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson recently said that a total of 3,362 people apparently died after getting the COVID-19 vaccines in the United States. He cited the CDC's Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. So we wanted to verify, does the CDC's database confirm deaths caused by COVID-19 vaccines? With Verify, we tell you our sources first and foremost. We went straight to the FDA and CDC, which operate the database. Now, before we get into the data, let's talk about the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System, or more simply, VAERS. The purpose of VAERS is to detect signals of possible side effects or other negative impacts associated with vaccines. This includes people who died after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. As of May 6th, that number comes out to 3,442. However, there is a significant disclaimer on the database's website. It says, note that the inclusion of events in VAERS data does not imply causality. In other words, even though a case might be listed as a death connected to the COVID-19 vaccine, that does not mean the death was caused by the vaccine. And here's another disclaimer about VAERS. It relies heavily on self-reporting, meaning anyone can report an adverse event to the database. Because the data included in VAERS is not verified, and because it does not confirm causality, the answer to our question is no. The CDC's database does not confirm deaths were caused by COVID-19 vaccines. Any claim that more than 3,000 people have died from the COVID-19 vaccine is false and misleading.
Next week on DBL, we're throwing it back 80s style with the biggest stars of the decade. John Schneider, Leah Thompson, Mary Lou Henner, and Candace Cameron Bure. Plus, an all-new edition of True Crime Chronicles. Could this man be connected to the 2017 murders of 2 8th graders in Indiana? And 2 months ago, we changed the life of a DBL viewer with a full skin makeover. The stunning difference you've got to see to believe. That's all next week, right here on DBL.
Do not miss next week. Tori's back. She has our comments. Tori.
All right, so we got Mindy Lou, who wrote in, Gwyneth Paltrow's hands are the ideal hands. Give me a break. Got to hand it to her. That's good. Guinevere says, Tori, you're so right. Sex doesn't have to end in older age. Remember the Golden Girls. Hashtag Blanche. Eugenia says, Sam's boots are fire.
Yes, Eugenia. I love them now. I really do.
You just needed one comment?
No, I love them.
I got a comment too. It's from Pete that said, Sam, are you going clamming after this?
Pete,
fantastic.
You slayed me.
Regina said, I love Fridays on DBL because y'all are extra fun. That's true, right?
Yeah. This was a loose show.
Was it fun or
Sam never cleaned her desk up. It just stayed like that.
It's Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, a lot of people are experiencing Mother's Day, but they remain professional for the hour that they're at work.
I thought...
Sam, you've been drinking beverages, smelling plants.
Sam went bowling and they gave her the wrong shoes back. She stuck with that.
DBL
I had to get that
every
one in.
day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. I love you, Monica.
Love you, Ma.
About today on Daily Blast Live.
Cruises are set to return with test trips. Would you be a guinea pig during a pandemic? Plus, the return of bigger weddings without dancing? A Chinese rocket could crash back to Earth soon. Where will it hit? First Ben Affleck, now Matthew Perry. We're talking about the latest celebs exposed for their online dating behavior. But are the women in the wrong for sharing it to the world? And in honor of Mother's Day weekend, one mom's heartwarming story of adopting 3 sisters.
A lot of people hear our story and they say, oh my goodness, how did you do that?
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, May 7th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Elle, and I believe it is Tori joining us from home. So I'm like still getting ready over here.
Yeah, Tori, Sam's got like a full, she's like that person next to you on a flight that's got everything on her tray. She's got a rose, she's got something to drink, she has a full makeup kit, and we're just wearing some shoes that I don't know. I like them at the mall.
I like them on models. I think they look cool.
Let's get Jeff's
But I don't
opinion.
know if they look better on a model than me.
Jeff, what do you think about those?
Are they too Frankenstein-y? I love them. Kelly Schuberth gave them to me. They're Prada.
Not to
from
wear
China.
with your dress.
Yeah, those
They're
are...
They're Prada from China.
Oh, well.
Prada. But I'd rather it be Prada. We're not gonna spend a lot of money. Okay, all right. Bert's telling me I can sit down now.
like 'em.
I like them too, Tori.
I like 'em.
Look at Jeff's face.
Yeah.
What?
He's on the
You
fence.
could wear Viking horns and Tori be like, Sam, I love you.
You're the most honest person here, so I need to know, what do you think about me in these boots?
They look horrendous.
All right.
Kelly's probably watching, Kelly. I think they're amazing,
They look fine,
Kelly.
but you can't wear them with a dress.
That's the whole point.
It is?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, the
I don't know
juxtaposition.
style.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm wearing a tablecloth.
All right, it's time to go. Bert, our executive producer, is moving us along. Here we go. Let's get to it. Of course, this weekend is Mother's Day. That's why I have a rose.
Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Well deserved. Happy
Thank you
Mother's
very
Day, girl.
much. And since we don't air on Sunday, we want to take this time to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. We love you, and we can't wait to celebrate you all. All right, so speaking of Mother's Day, this year, Americans are expected to spend more than $28 billion to celebrate Mom. Wow, on average, people will each spend around $220. So what are the most popular gifts? According to the National Retail Federation, the most money will be spent on jewelry. Electronics are the second highest spending category. 72% plan to purchase cards, 68% will buy flowers, and about half of people are taking Mom out for brunch, a trip to the spa, or a mani and pedi. And as far as gifts from younger kids, did you know on average Mom will get about 45 pieces of homemade artwork over her lifetime? That's the best part. When I have a homemade card from Sophie, it just like fills my heart up.
Yeah, it also fills the attic up. No one keeps those out the whole time.
Yeah, those are bad.
Let's be honest. They
What?
last till the next year, and then they go in a plastic bin.
So one day I'll reminisce, and when I'm with a
will
glass
that
of
be?
wine. One day when I'm having a bad day and feel like a crappy mom, because we all have mom guilt, I will sit there, Jeff.
I'm with you.
Going through those cards with a glass of wine, and it will be exactly what I need at that moment.
I get strangely sentimental like that too. And we take all that stuff that Lawson and Leighton do, and it's just their hands and it's scribble, and we put it on the fridge. Those are the time. You don't like it?
Look, man, I'm being goofy up here, but Tori, I said it before. I gave Sam a mug of a picture of my son's feet. He took pictures of his feet with my phone, and I found it, and I had it put on a mug. So yeah, it's the kids that are everything.
I got the mug.
That's amazing.
I
My
got
worst
it.
thing is though when I made a coupon for a free hug for my mom. That's really not great. That's not
cute.
a great present.
Cute, Tori. Speaking of moms,
Okay.
you have anything that you're planning on doing for your mom?
Yes, I'm going to say this without giving it away. I saw my mom 2 weeks ago in Cleveland. Unfortunately, it was under the circumstances of a funeral, but it was great that I saw my mom. I hadn't seen her in a year. That was actually at the funeral right there. But my mom looks amazing. She's doing great. And
gorgeous.
Well, I've already told her I'm going to South Carolina to go see her in a couple weeks, and I'm going to rent a house that I can't afford for 2 days. The whole family's going to get together.
Yes. And Tori, what about you? Any plans for Mama?
I'm going to see my mom for the first time in over a year in June. She's been through a lot of pain, and I haven't been able to hug her and hold her and touch her and make sure she's okay. So there's something about seeing her in person. But for any moms out there who have lost a mom, I also want to wish you a happy Mother's Day in heaven. I know that's really hard, and a lot of you are grieving, but that's real, and I know they're looking down on you. So happy Mother's Day to all those who have lost one as well.
Amen, Tori. That's so important. What about you, Jeff?
Again, I haven't seen my mom in over a year and a half. They'll be out here in July, which I'm so happy happy. Love you, Mom.
Yes.
And I sent them some cured meat and cheeses and a bottle of wine from the heart. That's what we do.
That's awesome.
Very Jeff Schroeder.
Yeah.
Very.
It's good to see that runs in the family.
And my mom, I'm definitely sending her something. I can't say what it is because my mom watches us every day. So my mom will. There's my mom when she was younger. Look at her.
Oh, my goodness.
So yeah, and there she is. She's the best Oma on the planet. The best Oma on the planet. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We love you. We appreciate you. And to those that Mother's Day, to Tori's point, is something where you feel a loss. Just know that we are thinking
None
of
of us
you
would be sitting
as well.
here without our mothers. Not
said.
one of us. I can
That's
confidently
right.
say that.
Yeah, that's called science. Okay.
He meant like encourage one.
Yeah, but she got me. I tried to say something nice and she attacked me. I respect
on you. Sam put it in.
I better believe it. Okay, so the CDC is out with some new guidance for cruise ships to set sail again. And get this, it may mean they're looking for volunteers to go on test cruises to try out their COVID precautions. Here's the deal. These test cruises will be at a 10% capacity and will last between 2 to 7 days. Volunteers must be over 18 years old and aren't required to be vaccinated, but they must have documentation that they're otherwise healthy. You must also agree to be evaluated for COVID symptoms before and after. So meantime, as wedding season gets underway, a lot of people are upset over what some are calling the footloose restrictions at weddings in Washington, D.C. The mayor there is allowing weddings for up to 250 people, but they're drawing the line at getting too close together, which means no dancing. The rules say wedding guests must remain socially distanced in their seats. Okay, where do we begin here? Because I would want to follow COVID precautions if it were my wedding, but I think that you can dance still 6 feet apart. And then, okay, and then would you volunteer for one of these test cruises, given the fact that not everyone's going to be vaccinated?
No. And these weddings, like, just get married at the courthouse, man. What's the problem?
We're talking about the reception, though.
Dude, go out to a restaurant. You need to have 200 people there that you don't talk to anyway and have them dancing 6 feet apart like psychos.
First, Tori, before you answer, can we keep in mind that no one's going to stick to this rule after 3 glasses of wine?
Right.
Oh, don't forget that there's no dancing. Look, if you go to the wedding, some dancing's going down. So if you go there knowing that. Now, I think maybe a better way to approach this is at our wedding, we have on the invitation, we require that you come vaccinated and show proof of that. Then everybody can dance however they choose.
Oh, Tori, would you go on one of these cruises?
Yeah. First of all, I don't want to go on a cruise after the whole pandemic. I just think it's a bad idea. So I'm anti-cruise right now. But second of all, I do want to say my city, D.C., is a dancing city. And I cannot imagine anyone enforcing this rule. So again, I agree with Al. A couple champagne toasts, and I'm doing the electric slide with the tie on my head. I'm fine.
Boy, of course she is.
There you are.
Wow.
Not even the cha-cha slide. Keep it real 1990.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect any always. There's a lot of talk right now about an out-of-control Chinese rocket. It's falling back down to Earth and is expected to re-enter the atmosphere at some point this weekend. But here's the problem. No one really knows where. The rocket is huge, weighing in at more than 21 tons. And although a lot of it may burn up on re-entry, there are concerns that cities along the East Coast, including New York, are in its path. And believe me, you don't want a giant chunk of flaming rocket to land on you or your house. Am I right?
Yeah, way to take a strong stance on that one. No, I just, honestly, I just feel like this is why I don't really follow the story. It's always like New York City. It's never like Schenectady. I feel like New York is in there just to make people read this article, because otherwise it's like, oh, something's falling out of the sky. Who cares? But it needs to be New York because it brings up Independence Day.
Bigger than Schenectady. That's why.
I've never even heard of
so.
Schenectady.
You never heard of Schenectady?
I pretended I did.
It's in New York.
You guys,
upstate.
it's 70% chance of landing in the ocean. So that's a pretty good percentage.
30% chance it could hit New York. And why not be cautious? Why not be prepared?
How can you be cautious, Sam? What are you going to do? Just run around with an umbrella and hope it doesn't hit you? What is Sam going to do?
I would have my eyes up to the sky.
Okay, that would be insane.
Why?
Jeff, will you back me up on this, that you can't, if a rocket falls, it's your time.
Exactly. I'd rather not know about it. If I'm walking down the street and a rocket lands on my head and that's how I go, that's how I go.
Jeffrey,
what?
you have 2 kids.
If a rocket falls on my head, I'm willing to take the chance. I don't need to know everything all the time.
You can't sporadically, as you go on your stroll, just look up and make sure nothing's about to fall on you.
No, that makes you a worse person.
No. And then you're going to get in a car crash because you're looking for a rocket, and then you're going to smash into somebody.
I never said I was in a car. I said a stroll.
It's also a really cool story. Like when you get to heaven, like be like, how'd you die? Oh, rocket. Like I'd go with that.
I think I'd make national news.
Yeah.
I might not if I just died on regular causes.
Might be good
but if I
radio
get hit
for
by a
our show.
rocket, I'm taking you guys to the next level.
That's true. It would really help DBL.
Take that, GMA.
Coming up on DBL, did Friends star Matthew Perry really hit on a 19-year-old on a dating app? Why? And why Chrissy Teigen is putting him on blast. Plus, with Mother's Day around the corner, an expert is giving DBL Nation parenting tips that are actually realistic. And our medical pro, Dr. Coley, is answering all your COVID questions. Don't go away. Catherine, welcome to DBL. So let's be honest, parenting this past year has been like no other, and kids do not come with a manual. So I've got to ask you, how do I know that I'm doing it right?
So for me personally, for so long it was about more, right? I have to have more money, more titles, more children, more accomplishments. But these days, with everything that's going on, I think we can give ourselves a break. And I'm starting to say that more is a 4-letter word, and I don't want to sign up for more, right now. And what we're going through, it's hard, and we have to recognize that, and it's okay to do a little less right now.
The housing market is really hot right now. It's a seller's market, and buyers across the country are trying to find any way to get ahead. That led to viral posts like this one with more than 11,000 shares, which claimed that a bill passed through Congress giving $25,000 to first-time homebuyers. So let's verify. Is that true? Here are our sources: the First-Time Homebuyer Act of 2021, the Down Payment Toward Equity Act of 2021, and Andy Winkler from the Bipartisan Policy Center.
No, that's not true. This bill has not passed.
Winkler tells us that there are 2 proposed bills that we have to talk about here. Let's start with the Down Payment Toward Equity Act.
It is specifically targeted toward first-generation homebuyers. In the bill text, it would allow homebuyers to receive up to $20,000 in assistance or $25,000 in assistance if that homebuyer qualifies as what the bill calls a socially and economically disadvantaged individual.
Then there's the First-Time Homebuyer Act, which would give a tax credit up to 10% to first-time homebuyers. But we should emphasize that neither of these bills have passed. In fact, neither of them have moved through committee. So we can verify that this claim is false. This is not currently an option for homebuyers. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back to DBL. With every passing week, we get a little bit closer to what we hope is the end of the pandemic, but there are still many questions. Dr. Coley joins us live. There she is. Hey. Today we are tackling viewer questions. Okay, Dr. Coley? So Daniel asks you, quote, I read that there's a connection between bald men and severe COVID-19. Is that true? Interesting.
Very interesting, and indeed it is true. So we know that men with COVID do worse than women, so there has to be some sort of hormonal component to that. We also know that men that are bald have a genetic predisposition to being more sensitive to androgens, and that sensitivity actually confers risk for a number of different illnesses. So more heart disease, more diabetes, and the newest study that's telling us that you may actually do worse with COVID, have a 2 times higher risk of ending up in the hospital and a higher risk of ending up in the ICU. So, it's really hard because it's really the short end of the stick for people that lose their hair prematurely, but also have a higher incidence of these types of conditions.
My friend's wicked smart. She's like
I
my Will
was just
Hunting.
like, I was listening. I was like, I would have thought that was the most
I thought she
ridiculous
was gonna
thing.
say that's false.
I would have shot that down
Me
when
too.
one of my friends
Great.
said it.
That was so interesting. Okay, so Kelly wants to know, it's wedding season. Do you think guests should be separated depending on their vaccination status?
So first of all, Kelly, I will say what you guys were just saying a few minutes ago, which is that you should not be inviting people to your wedding that are not vaccinated, because that is a perfect recipe for disaster and for creating a super spreader event out of your wedding, which is the last thing that you want to do. But if you are going to go ahead and have an event or a wedding with people that are not vaccinated, actually it seems counterintuitive, but the best thing to do is to mix the vaccinated and unvaccinated people according to a recipe. So you want to take 1 or 2 unvaccinated people at the table and put 8 or 9 vaccinated people there. The last thing you want to do is put all the unvaccinated people together, because if even one of them is sick and doesn't realize it, he or she's going to make the entire table sick. But if you mix them with the vaccinated people, everyone is sort of relatively protected.
Wouldn't that be like kind of an example of like a microcosm of herd immunity?
That's exactly right, Al. You're absolutely right. So that's exactly what you're creating, is that most of the people are immune. So even the person that doesn't actually have immunity biologically gets immune because the other people can't spread it to them. The other thing that I thought was interesting, you guys, is that wedding planners are giving people wristbands. So red, yellow, or green. So red means just give me a wave. Yellow means I'm okay for an elbow bump. And green means bring it in for a hug. So what do you guys think about that?
I'm down with that. That's cool. And I think
like
a lot of people that just are crazy, weird about their space should be able to say that without having to say it with their words. All right.
So what color is your wristband going to be, Al?
I'm a hugger. You know me. I got the double green band on.
Wow.
I'm here for it. All right. Okay, so Pete writes in. He says, Dr. Coley has discussed before COVID-19 variants, but I'm hearing more about the India variant. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this variant, unfortunately, I have a lot of friends and family that have been affected by it, but it's a very aggressive appearing mutant. So it actually has over 12 mutations, but really 2 famous ones, one that makes it more sticky to cells and one that makes it kind of evade the immune system. And what we know now is that this is here in the United States. It's going through community spread, meaning it's in people who haven't traveled to India. We don't yet know if the vaccines work against it, and we don't yet know how much more aggressively it spreads. But if you're seeing what's happening in India, it really does make you worry. So if there was ever a good reason to go and get that vaccine, this is a good one, because this variant is here now and we have to try to slow its spread.
India had 400,000 positive COVID cases in one day, just a couple of days ago. It's absolutely heartbreaking.
You know, I'm having family members call me nearly every other day from India where the whole family is down.
Wow.
You're talking families of 5 or 6 people because they have a blended family structure, and it really breaks your heart.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Dr. Coley. Wow. Well, thank you for answering those questions. We appreciate you as always. We'll be right back.
Krispy Kreme planning a big comeback on Wall Street. So how did their falling donut sales come full circle? Let's connect the dots. Krispy Kreme cashed in back in 2016 when sales weren't doing too hot. They were bought by a private company that owns tons of big brands like Keurig and Panera Bread. Since then, they've made some big changes. Krispy Kreme remodeled hundreds of locations for the first time in a decade and revamped their menu with trendier options. The company also expanded their reach outside the Carolinas. Krispy Kreme has added new stores worldwide and opened a show-stopping location in Times Square. All of this proven to be a sweet success. Experts estimate Krispy Kreme sales have gone up nearly 60% since 2015. And now the company's even grabbing more attention thanks to the vaccine rollout. Krispy Kreme is offering a free donut every day this year if you get your COVID shot. The store hoping that giving you a freebie means you won't glaze over them the next time you see the hot light on. And that is Connecting the Dots.
back to DBL. We've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child, and it's true. Earlier, Lindsay and I spoke with Catherine Bueno, a mom who has traveled the world interviewing fellow moms, and the things she's learned can help us all. That's today's DBL Spotlight. Catherine, welcome to DBL. So let's be honest, parenting this past year has been like no other, and kids do not come with a manual. So I've got to ask you, how do I know that I'm doing it right?
Well, the truth is you might not ever be doing it right, and who's to say what's right? So you have to set your own definition of success. So for me personally, for so long it was about more, right? I have to have more money, more titles, more children, more accomplishments. But these days, with everything that's going on, I think we can give ourselves a break. And I'm starting to say that more is a 4-letter word, and I don't want to sign up for more, right now. And what we're going through, it's hard, and we have to recognize that, and it's okay to do a little less right now.
Now, Catherine, you've traveled around the world talking with moms from 17 different countries. Wow. That's crazy. So is there anything you learned from them that can help me as I start my journey into motherhood?
Absolutely. What you need to know is that as mothers, we all think we suck at being a mother. And so
the mom guilt is real.
When you're new to this, that's right. It is absolutely real. And like you said, I've studied mothers all around the world, and the most common emotion that we share is self-doubt, meaning we don't think we're good enough, tough enough, patient enough. And so that should bring you some peace, to know most of us think that, oh, I'm pathetic and everybody else is perfect, but we all feel pretty flawed as mothers.
Now I have to ask this question because I always hear moms talking about losing themselves. So when this baby comes, how do I make sure not to lose me?
The best way to avoid losing yourself is to put yourself on your calendar, right? So all of our lives revolve around our calendar. If it's not on the calendar, it's not real. And so put yourself on your calendar in reoccurring meetings. It could be for a glass of wine with a girlfriend. It could be for a yoga workout, a walk, whatever it is. But once you're there first, the rest of the world will still fit, and all those daily tasks and assignment will still get done, but you don't have to constantly find the courage to carve out me time because it'll already be there.
I'm going to apply that. And that is just so easy to do, but I feel like we overlook it, right? So thank you for that tip. Now, this weekend is Mother's Day. What are your feelings about our American holiday here?
I don't think Mother's Day is great for most mothers. And according to my research, 92% of mothers say they never get what they want for Mother's Day. And what mothers tell me they really want for Mother's Day is a break,
a day
to
off.
be left alone.
Wow.
A day off.
I just want a day off.
No flowers, no nothing.
That's right. Forget it. So you know what? That is what women want. But I think what's sad is even though that's what we want, we don't feel comfortable asking for that. It's our day. We should be comfortable, saying what we want, voicing our opinion. And if you're looking for something, for your own mother, write her a letter, write her a card, tell her how much you love her, and leave her alone for a day.
I love that. Great advice.
Leave her alone.
I know. I hope all the dads out there are watching. Catherine, thank you for joining DBL. For those of you who want to learn more of Catherine's amazing tips, you got to get her book, Slay Like a Mother. Great title, by the way. Available on Amazon. It could be the Mother's Day gift that moms actually want, along with their day off. Maybe some flowers, too, a massage. Why not? Throw all of it at her. Thanks again, Catherine. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
There's been a lot of discussions recently that the COVID-19 vaccines have caused a high number of deaths. Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson recently said that a total of 3,362 people apparently died after getting the COVID-19 vaccines in the United States. He cited the CDC's Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. So we wanted to verify, does the CDC's database confirm deaths caused by COVID-19 vaccines? With Verify, we tell you our sources first and foremost. We went straight to the FDA and CDC, which operate the database. Now, before we get into the data, let's talk about the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System, or more simply, VAERS. The purpose of VAERS is to detect signals of possible side effects or other negative impacts associated with vaccines. This includes people who died after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. As of May 6th, that number comes out to 3,442. However, there is a significant disclaimer on the database's website. It says, note that the inclusion of events in VAERS data does not imply causality. In other words, even though a case might be listed as a death connected to the COVID-19 vaccine, that does not mean the death was caused by the vaccine. And here's another disclaimer about VAERS. It relies heavily on self-reporting, meaning anyone can report an adverse event to the database. Because the data included in VAERS is not verified, and because it does not confirm causality, the answer to our question is no. The CDC's database does not confirm deaths were caused by COVID-19 vaccines. Any claim that more than 3,000 people have died from the COVID-19 vaccine is false and misleading.
Monday on DBL, we're talking to the one, the only, Jerry Springer. From the knockdown, drag-out fights that changed TV forever to celebrities running for office, Jerry's holding nothing back. And we're kicking off a week of your favorite 80s stars with Dukes of Hazzard heartthrob John Schneider. You don't want to miss Monday, only on DBL.
You don't want to miss a single moment. Coming up on DBL, why is Chrissy Teigen calling Matthew Perry and other celebs creepy? Huh? Well, we're going to discuss DBL's new Everyday. We'll be right back.
Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Patty. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Tori joins us from home. Okay, so Matthew Perry is the latest celebrity to be outed for using the exclusive dating site Raya. A woman named Kate Harrelson claims she was matched with Matthew on the site last year when she was 19. He then asked to move their conversation to FaceTime. She said at one point Matthew, who is 51, asked her if he was as old as her dad. Kate posted some of the exchange on TikTok showing Matthew playing 20 questions with her. Whoa, look at that. Weird. Earlier this week, another TikTok user posted a video that she claims that Ben Affleck sent her after she unmatched him on Raya. And Chrissy Teigen is weighing in on all of this. She says, or she tweeted, quote, I agree celebs shouldn't be making these creepy, desperate video replies on Raya, but it's tacky to release private messages. You're both wrong. Congrats. Kate says she posted the video to expose how older men in Hollywood take advantage of younger women. She has since been kicked off the site. Matthew Perry has not commented on the videos. Wow, so many thoughts. What are you thinking?
When did Chrissy Teigen get back on Twitter?
Oh, she did like a couple weeks ago, and she did a whole paragraph saying that she missed it.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to clear that up because we did a big story on how she couldn't stand it.
She quit it,
She's
right?
back.
Yeah, she's back.
Okay, good. 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 All right, so this is, let's get back to the story. Is that you?
Sam is drinking on air. Do you have a microphone on, Sam? And that kind of goes out
Are you
to the
Jamba
people.
Juice? I was like, what is that?
I apologize. Go ahead. I was just parched. Go ahead.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. This is terrible. Raya, it's Raya's fault. It's not these guys' fault. They're on there to match with... I don't even care about this story. What do you think, Al?
Why is it Raya's fault?
Because they matched them.
No, Jeff.
And
it
these
is their
girls are
fault because when you
chasing.
set up a profile, you have this thing say the age range of people that you want to meet, and clearly hers was at least 52 because he matched. If he was too old and she set up parameters from 19 to 29, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. She allowed that because she clearly said she's allowing people 51 to contact her. Then she puts him on blast. It didn't seem like he was rude. It didn't seem like he was doing anything wrong.
A 51-year-old dating a 19-year-old, yes, it's legal, but it's creepy and it's
not illegal to be creepy.
Why did Raya match them? Why did Raya match them?
Because it's legal. Because it's legal. But it's, Tori, come on now. If you had a friend that's, okay, I was going to point to Al, but he's 42. But if you had a, even if Al.
Hold on.
Even if Al.
Sorry.
Tori, even if Al, who's a young 42, don't worry, I'm a couple years behind you, who's a young 42, showed up to dinner with you and I with a 19-year-old in tow, you and I would be like, Al.
Yes, I think it's weird, but I don't think it's weird that they matched. I think it's weird that he continued the conversation also because Matthew Perry was somewhat engaged or dating at the same time this happened. So there's some weird stuff going on with whether or not he was sort of cheating on her at the same time. But yes, 51 and 19 to me is super duper weird. Not weird that they matched, just weird that Matthew Perry continued the relationship from my point of view.
This very exclusive site.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know what's going on.
What is going
Friday.
on?
I'm ready to get out of here.
Oh my God.
No, what about this? 8% of people who get on Raya actually get into the site. So this is for celebrities looking for somebody. What they're doing, what's up with these people filming everything?
They're destroying their business model, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's wrong too. They should be kicked off. It's supposed to be private. So it was wrong, just like Chrissy Teigen said. I'm going to agree with Chrissy here. It was wrong. Stop smirking. It was wrong for those women to blast the celebrities, and it was really creepy of both of those celebrities.
No.
Yes,
creepy and wrong are on two different sides of the city. It's legal to be creepy. What she did was absolutely wrong. And where was the same energy when Madonna showed up with a
I said that was wrong.
11-year-old.
It wasn't
he
11.
Looked like
that would
19.
He's
He's like way younger. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Like he was way younger.
I know.
So
That's
come on.
weird too.
But no one called her creepy.
Because
we all did.
We all did, actually. Thank you, Tori. We all did. Okay, so
You're welcome.
The high-profile divorce of Bill and Melinda Gates has put a spotlight on so-called gray divorces. They are a part of a larger trend of couples over 50 splitting up. According to a marriage expert, many older couples drift apart once their kids leave the house and their own careers start to wrap up. People are also living longer, so staying in an unhealthy marriage is less appealing for older adults. Al and Tipper Gore called it quits in 2010 after 40 years of marriage. In 2012, Rhea Perlman and Danny DeVito decided to separate after being married for 30 years, although she has said they do not plan to divorce. And Maria Shriver and Arnold Schwarzenegger also split after 25 years together. What do you guys make of gray divorces?
I think it's a great thing. I don't look at it as
if it applies to your.
If some people, it's so weird that we only define success in a relationship as if you're with each other until one of you guys dies. I would look and say, hey, if I had a relationship with somebody and for 20, 25, 30 odd years it was happy and maybe the last 5 weren't so great, we made a decision for both of us to be happier, I look at that as two people that loved each other and the last gift you gave to each other was like, go find somebody that makes you happy because it's not me anymore, but it once was. Why does everything have to be this to the death?
Because that's what it says in the vows.
That's right. Till death do us part.
But people didn't live as long back then, you know?
Sickness and health.
No, you got a great point. And I think if it's mutual and that's what you want to do, to each their own, right? I'm in a committed relationship. I want to commit to the end, till that rocket falls on me.
Yeah.
So I'm in till the end. But hey, who knows? Maybe in 40 years, I don't feel the same way, my wife doesn't, and we want to enjoy our golden years apart, then that's what you do. I don't blame any of them.
I don't blame them either, Tori. Do you?
No, and I also want to just say that people in their 70s and 80s in retirement homes are actually having an enormous amount of percentage of sex, because sex doesn't end when you're 65 or 70. We're living longer, we're staying healthier. So go get your sex on and go get your groove on if you guys aren't feeling the groove together, because there's more life to live.
I don't know if I want to have a ton of sex in my 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
I think I just want to chill.
Everything's all like.
But if you guys have been doing Pilates,
what?
If your guys in shape, maybe you keep in
I don't
shape.
think that has anything to do with it.
You don't think
I think it has something
maybe.
to do with it.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, Jeff.
I just said maybe too.
Here come logic. No,
All right.
you attacked me until Jeff backed me up. Then you were on my. Then you were on
No,
my
she
side.
didn't.
I got
Thank
your
you,
back,
Tori.
buddy. I love you.
Enough.
Thank you. I love you too.
Enough. When it comes to the perfect features, many celebrities seem to have the right dimensions, according to science. For example, a psychologist says that most men are attracted to a woman with curves similar to J-Lo's, and Jennifer Aniston apparently has the perfect waist because of her small waist-to-hip ratio. Beyonce's eyes appear to have the perfect pupil distance and are considered beautiful because of their shape. Posh Spice Victoria Beckham may only be 5'4", but her legs are considered ideal because they are longer than the average for her height. And according to science, Gwyneth Paltrow's hands are perfectly proportional to the rest of her body. Okay, way to give everybody a complex. Like, this is what's wrong with social media, with science, breaking every little thing down. So you look at yourself and you don't look at yourself as a whole. You look at just one little thing and you fixate, and then it makes you insecure. Am I right, Tori?
1,000%. To compare hands to someone else's, now we're looking at hands. Like, at some point, self-compassion has got to start being a mode of importance and priority for people. And if you don't include yourself in the compassionate practice, it's not complete. So stop looking at other people and start loving on that body that's got you out and alive. Am I right?
Amen. Is this a gender thing? Are women more fixated, or do you guys look at other guys and like I've heard you say that you're commenting about Zac Efron's calves. I've heard you comment. So do you guys pick people apart?
No, but I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily proportion that what I find beautiful, you know, but like, I don't know where this study comes from. I mean, I'll tell you who's beautiful.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, do you want an example?
Yeah.
Or male or female?
Both.
Okay, my number one male, Ricky Martin. He's a
he's
good looking.
He's a
guy.
handsome man. So
Stunning.
I don't know if that has to do with
Michael B.
proportion.
Jordan. I'm like,
Michael B.
a dude
Jordan
can look
good-looking
like
man.
that.
Okay.
And like Emily Ratajkowski would be my number one.
Phenomenal.
Right.
Phenomenal.
Those are my two tops.
I want to ask you guys quickly, when we start talking about things and we kind of start getting on adult.
You're not going to follow in order? Like, I just look like a weirdo over
No,
here.
I
Trying to give
like
some more
it.
substance to the story.
Do you guys think that there's like a reason that people are fixated? Because people see this every day from like we don't highlight being like a self-esteem and things on magazine covers. We highlight people that are attractive. All of our singers are attractive. Our actors are attractive. Everybody's attractive, and then we go, love yourself, and they're like, what are you talking about? The people that are attractive get all the attention.
It's backwards.
And I want
I
attention.
know.
So how do we turn around and tell kids that turn into adults?
But doesn't talent in comedy, doesn't that make you more attractive too?
Yes.
In my eyes, it does.
That's a good point.
How many famous singers or rappers are there that are not attractive generally? How many singers just look like regular people and everybody goes Adele and now she looks like a model? I'll wait.
No, for me, I'm attracted to talent. Are you, Tori? If someone's a little funnier, are you more attracted to them?
Well, we
Yes,
got
and
one more story, you guys.
guys.
We got to go to the last story.
Well, you look like you're not even paying attention to any
listening
story.
to the producer.
You're just like, uh-huh.
No,
and I'm like,
I'm listening to the producer. I'm having a conversation with a producer. They want one more story. Would you guys, now I thought we were going to diamonds, and that's why I wanted to get to it because of Jeff. You guys would rather do we can't do the diamonds? All right, well, I've already wasted time. Here we go. A 4-year-old boy from Brooklyn has gone viral for his love of SpongeBob popsicles. So Noah purchased 51 cases of the popsicles off his mom's Amazon account without her knowing. That's 918 popsicles costing more than $2,600. They cannot be returned. So his mom's friend started a GoFundMe to help pay for the treats, but get this, it's now raised more than $12,000. Jeff.
no.
What?
No. This is all you.
I was doing my job because I thought diamonds was coming up and I knew you were going to light up. I was trying to do it for you.
You stick with popsicles. I don't know how much time we have left.
How much time do we
Let's have Tori do it.
Yeah, Tori Sam
you-
could talk popsicles.
Uh-oh, maybe they should rename these the Oopsicles.
That was terrible.
I think it's a cute story, but I think that there should be things in place, especially because everybody has things on their phone in which you can purchase things. My son plays with my phone 90% of the time when I'm in LA, so I could see this happening. And I'm just surprised there's not a check and balance in place, like maybe there's a second level of verification when you order something that you've never ordered before. If she ran a corner store, that wouldn't be a big deal, but I'm surprised they don't have something in the algorithm.
How about the fact that she got 12 grand though?
Al looks like he deals cars in Westworld.
That's funny. That's true.
Tori,
that's true.
I told Jeff I was worried I looked like the black version of the Lincoln Lawyer with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Like a banker,
Loving
I like it.
All right. Good. Coming up on DBL, meet Nicole Walters, who went from a boss in the boardroom to a boss at home. She's showing us why the role of mother is the best job she could have. And let's give it up for our DBL coworkers. They are at home during the pandemic, working so hard. We appreciate you all. We'll be right back.
The housing market is really hot right now. It's a seller's market, and buyers across the country are trying to find any way to get ahead. That led to viral posts like this one with more than 11,000 shares, which claimed that a bill passed through Congress giving $25,000 to first-time homebuyers. So let's verify. Is that true? Here are sources. The First-Time Homebuyer Act of 2021, the Down Payment Toward Equity Act of 2021, and Andy Winkler from the Bipartisan Policy Center.
No, that's not true. This bill has not passed.
Winkler tells us that there are two proposed bills that we have to talk about here. Let's start with the Down Payment Toward Equity Act.
It is specifically targeted toward first-generation home buyers. In the bill text, it would allow home buyers to receive up to $20,000 in assistance or $25,000 in assistance if that home buyer qualifies as what the bill calls a socially and economically disadvantaged individual.
Then there's the First-Time Homebuyer Act, which would give a tax credit up to 10% to first-time homebuyers. But we should emphasize that neither of these bills have passed. In fact, neither of them have moved through committee. So we can verify that this claim is false. This is not currently an option for homebuyers. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back to DBL. No two paths to motherhood are the same, and no one knows that better than Nicole Walters. Her mom's story is so unique that it's led to her own reality show. And in honor of Mother's Day, we are sharing her remarkable journey.
We make it work. Someone should punish you for wearing those shoes.
Good enough for Moses, good enough for me.
This whole family is stressing me out. Just want to have a nice dinner. People ask me who runs this family. If you want a CAR, you need a JOB.
There is nothing conventional about Nicole Walters' journey to motherhood.
We're grateful to have found each other, to have chosen each other, and to have the opportunity to share our family with the world.
It starts as a simple drive home on a cold October night in 2014. Nicole and her husband noticed a woman and her toddler on the side of the road and decide to pull over.
So after chatting her up and finding out that she had 2 more kids back at home, we took them some dinner. And then we kept showing up, being mentors and helping them with school and whatever else they needed. And before you knew it, mentor turned into mom in about 30 days.
Nicole's family more than doubles in size.
A lot of people hear our story and they say, oh my goodness, how did you do that? But it was fast, but it wasn't overnight. We just kept doing the next right thing. So at that first point, the right thing was to pull over and ask if we could help. And then at that next point, it was to make sure that these 3 sisters didn't end up in the system and get separated. And we just keep showing up and we keep doing the next right thing.
Before long, this working mom feels a tug to do the next right thing.
I was good at being able to show up for my clients, and I knew that I was making my company tons of money, but every single day I knew I wasn't living in my purpose. And once I got my girls, I knew they were watching too, and I needed to be an example for them.
Just that I'm not sure if there's like an alignment of future trajectory.
Nicole quits her Fortune 500 company live in front of 10,000 people.
I didn't just quit my job. I scorched the earth. I burnt that bridge down to the ground, nothing but ashes left.
From the ashes, Nicole builds her own consulting company and within 1 year makes it into $1 million business. But despite her entrepreneurial success, there's one job title she prefers above all others.
We're not perfect, but we chose each other. I'm so proud of you, kiddo. All right, good job, good job, good job.
I don't know what my life would be like if I wasn't a mom, specifically to these 3. I count myself so lucky and so blessed to be able to have a walking, living, breathing example of resilience and fortitude and strength and the ability to not let where you start determine where you end up. And for that reason, I don't know if I could do the things that I do every single day without being a mom, but I'm grateful that I don't have to figure that out because I get to be their mom forever.
Oh, happy Mother's Day to you, Nicole. DBL Nation, you can follow Nicole and her adorable family on the reality show She's the Boss on usanetwork.com or USA Network app. We'll be right back.
Nearly 110 million people were victims of cybercrime last year. There was a victim.
Krispy Kreme planning a big comeback on Wall Street. So how did their falling donut sales come full circle? Let's connect the dots. Krispy Kreme cashed in back in 2016 when sales weren't doing too hot. They were bought by a private company that owns tons of big brands like Keurig and Panera Bread. Since then, they've made some big changes. Krispy Kreme remodeled hundreds of locations for the first time in a decade and revamped their menu with trendier options. The company also expanded their reach outside the Carolinas. Krispy Kreme has added new stores worldwide and opened a show-stopping location in Times Square. All of this proven to be a sweet success. Experts estimate Krispy Kreme sales have gone up nearly 60% since 2015. And now the company's even grabbing more attention thanks to the vaccine rollout. Krispy Kreme is offering a free donut every day this year if you get your COVID shot. The store hoping that giving you a freebie means you won't glaze over them the next time you see the hot light on. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Welcome back to DBL. Did you know just 15 minutes a day of walking can make a world of a difference? Well, we're sharing 3 little-known benefits in today's Focus on Fitness presented by QB. So first, you'll have better brain health. Walking produces important molecules that can keep the mind functioning properly. Reducing joint pain is another benefit. Walking lubricates your joints and strengthens your muscles. Lastly, your appetite. A short, brisk walk can actually curb your sweet tooth. Staying active is so important, and QB has made it easy regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-782-2351 or visit QB.com to learn more. I was just telling you, my father-in-law, he's visiting us right now, and he was so mad that he forgot his under-desk elliptical. He loves it, and it keeps his knee lubricated. Yeah. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Honestly, I think this is for another thing that people don't talk about a lot. I think a lot of people are fidgety. I have a good friend of mine that just taps his foot all the time, has since we were in high school. And I think for things like that, like some people that are just fidgety, this is the way to go.
I love a good rose.
Sam, what are you doing?
It smells so good.
I know, but we're on TV right now.
I wasn't on TV. You
I know,
brought
but
the
you're
attention
smelling
to
the
it.
rose as I'm talking to you, like you're wandering through the park, reminiscing about high school.
Like a Jamba Juice when I'm talking.
I don't know what. You were drinking while Jeff was talking, like you're in the movie theater. I don't know what's happening. We worked for an hour.
I apologize. I really do. It's just it's Mother's Day weekend.
You seem really tore up about it.
I don't know what's happening to her.
Who doesn't love a fragrant flower? Come on now. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
There's been a lot of discussions recently that the COVID-19 vaccines have caused a high number of deaths. Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson recently said that a total of 3,362 people apparently died after getting the COVID-19 vaccines in the United States. He cited the CDC's Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. So we wanted to verify, does the CDC's database confirm deaths caused by COVID-19 vaccines? With Verify, we tell you our sources first and foremost. We went straight to the FDA and CDC, which operate the database. Now, before we get into the data, let's talk about the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System, or more simply, VAERS. The purpose of VAERS is to detect signals of possible side effects or other negative impacts associated with vaccines. This includes people who died after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. As of May 6th, that number comes out to 3,442. However, there is a significant disclaimer on the database's website. It says, note that the inclusion of events in VAERS data does not imply causality. In other words, even though a case might be listed as a death connected to the COVID-19 vaccine, that does not mean the death was caused by the vaccine. And here's another disclaimer about VAERS. It relies heavily on self-reporting, meaning anyone can report an adverse event to the database. Because the data included in VAERS is not verified, and because it does not confirm causality, The answer to our question is no. The CDC's database does not confirm deaths were caused by COVID-19 vaccines. Any claim that more than 3,000 people have died from the COVID-19 vaccine is false and misleading.
Next week on DBL, we're throwing it back 80s style with the biggest stars of the decade. John Schneider, Leah Thompson, Mary Lou Henner, and Candace Cameron Bure. Plus, an all-new edition of True Crime Chronicles. Could this man be connected to the 2017 murders of 2 8th graders in Indiana? And 2 months ago, we changed the life of a DBL viewer with a full skin makeover. The stunning difference you've got to see to believe. That's all next week, right here on DBL.
Do not miss next week. Tori's back. She has our comments. Tori.
All right, so we got Mindy Lou, who wrote in, Gwyneth Paltrow's hands are the ideal hands. Give me a break. Got to hand it to her. That's good. Guinevere says, Tori, you're so right. Sex doesn't have to end in older age. Remember the Golden Girls. Hashtag Blanche. Eugenia says, Sam's boots are fire.
Yes, Eugenia. I love them now. I really do.
You just needed one comment?
No, I love them.
I got a comment too. It's from Pete that said, Sam, are you going clamming after this? Pete,
fantastic.
you slayed me.
Regina said, I love Fridays on DBL because y'all are extra fun. That's true, right?
Yeah. This was a loose
Was
show.
it fun or what?
Sam never cleaned her desk up. It just stayed like that.
It's Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, a lot of people are experiencing Mother's Day, but they remain professional for the hour that they're at work.
I thought...
Sam, you've been drinking beverages, smelling plants.
Sam went bowling and they gave her the wrong shoes back. She stuck with that.
DBL
I had to get that
every
one in.
day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. I love you, Monica.
Love you, Ma.
Blast Live.
Cruises are set to return with test trips. Would you be a guinea pig during a pandemic? Plus, the return of bigger weddings without dancing? A Chinese rocket could crash back to Earth soon. Where will it hit? First Ben Affleck, now Matthew Perry. We're talking about the latest celebs exposed for their online dating behavior. But are the women in the wrong for sharing it to the world? And in honor of Mother's Day weekend, one mom's heartwarming story of adopting 3 sisters.
A lot of people hear our story and they say, oh my goodness, how did you do that?
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, May 7th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Elle, and I believe it is Tori joining us from home. So I'm like still getting ready over here.
Yeah, Tori, Sam's got like a full, she's like that person next to you on a flight that's got everything on her tray. She's got a rose, she's got something to drink, she has a full makeup kit, and we're just wearing some shoes that I don't know. I like them at the mall.
I like them on models. I think they look cool.
Let's get Jeff's
opinion. But I don't know if they look better on a model than me.
Jeff, what do you think about those?
Are they too Frankenstein-y? I love them. Kelly Schuberth gave them to me. They're Prada.
Not to
from
wear
China.
with your dress.
Yeah, those
they're Prada from China.
Oh, well.
Prada. But I'd rather it be Prada. We're not gonna spend a lot of money. Okay, all right. Bert's telling me I can sit down now.
I like them.
I like them too, Tori.
I like them.
Look at Jeff's face.
Yeah.
What?
He's on the
You
fence.
could wear Viking horns and Tori would be like, Sam, I love you.
You're the most honest person here, so I need to know, what do you think about me in these boots?
They look horrendous.
All right.
Kelly's probably watching, Kelly. I think they're amazing,
They look fine,
Kelly.
but you can't wear them with a dress.
That's the whole point.
It is?
Yeah, you can.
I don't know style.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm wearing a tablecloth.
All right, it's time to go. Bert, our executive producer, is moving us along. Here we go. Let's get to it. Of course, this weekend is Mother's Day. That's why I have a rose.
Oh, yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Well deserved.
Thank you very much. And since we don't air on Sunday, we want to take this time to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. We love you, and we can't wait to celebrate you all. All right, so speaking of Mother's Day, this year, Americans are expected to spend more than $28 billion to celebrate Mom. Wow, on average, people will each spend around $220. So what are the most popular gifts? According to the National Retail Federation, the most money will be spent on jewelry. Electronics are the second highest spending category. 72% plan to purchase cards, 68% will buy flowers, and about half of people are taking Mom out for brunch, a trip to the spa, or a mani and pedi. And as far as gifts from younger kids, did you know on average Mom will get about 45 pieces of homemade artwork over her lifetime? That's the best part. When I have a homemade card from Sophie, it just like fills my heart up.
Yeah, and also fills the attic up. No one keeps those out the whole time.
Yeah, those are bad.
Let's be honest. They last till the next year, and then they go in a plastic bin.
So one day I'll reminisce, and when I'm with a glass of wine. One day when I'm having a bad day and feel like a crappy mom, because we all have mom guilt, I will sit there, Jeff.
I'm with you.
Going through those cards with a glass of wine, and it will be exactly what I need at that moment.
I get strangely sentimental like that too, and we take all that stuff that Lawson and Leighton do, and it's just their hands and it's scribble, and we put it on the fridge. Those are the time. You don't like it?
Look, man, I'm being goofy up here, but Tori, I said it before. I gave Sam a mug of a picture of my son's feet. He took pictures of his feet with my phone, and I found it, and I had it put on a mug. So yeah, it's the kids that are everything.
I got the mug.
That's amazing. My worst thing is, though, when I made a coupon for a free hug for my mom. That's really not great. That's not
cute.
a great present.
Cute, Tori. Speaking of moms,
okay.
you have anything that you're planning on doing for your mom?
Yes, I'm going to say this without giving it away. I saw my mom 2 weeks ago in Cleveland. Unfortunately, it was under the circumstances of a funeral, but it was great that I saw my mom. I hadn't seen her in a year. That was actually at the funeral right there. But my mom looks amazing. She's doing great. And
gorgeous.
Well, I already told her I'm going to South Carolina to go see her in a couple weeks, and I'm going to rent a house that I can't afford for 2 days. The whole family's going to get together.
Yes. And Tori, what about you? Any plans for Mama?
I'm going to see my mom for the first time in over a year in June. She's been through a lot of pain, and I haven't been able to hug her and hold her and touch her and make sure she's okay. So there's something about seeing her in person. But for any moms out there who have lost a mom, I also want to wish you a happy Mother's Day in heaven. I know that's really hard, and a lot of you are grieving, but that's real, and I know they're looking down on you. So happy Mother's Day to all those who have lost one as well.
Amen, Tori. That's so important. What about you, Jeff?
Again, I haven't seen my mom in over a year and a half. They'll be out here in July, which I'm so happy. Love you, Mom.
Yes.
And I sent them some cured meat and cheeses and a bottle of wine from the heart. That's what we do.
That's awesome.
Very Jeff Schroeder.
Yeah. It's good to see that runs in the family.
And my mom, I'm definitely sending her something. I can't say what it is because my mom watches us every day. So my mom will. There's my mom when she was younger. Look at her.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, and there she is. She's the best Oma on the planet. The best Oma on the planet. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We love you. We appreciate you. And to those that Mother's Day, to Tori's point, is something where you feel a loss. Just know that we are thinking
None
of
us
you
would be sitting here without our mothers. Not one of us. I can confidently say that.
Yeah, that's called science. Okay.
He meant like encourage one.
Yeah, but she got me. I tried to say something nice and she text me. I respect
on you. Sam put it in.
Yeah, she got it. Believe it. Okay, so the CDC is out with some new guidance for cruise ships to set sail again. And get this, it may mean they're looking for volunteers to go on test cruises to try out their COVID precautions. Here's the deal. These test cruises will be at a 10% capacity and will last between 2 to 7 days. Volunteers must be over 18 years old and aren't required to be vaccinated, but they must have documentation that they're otherwise healthy. You must also agree to be evaluated for COVID symptoms before and after. So meantime, as wedding season gets underway, a lot of people are upset over what some are calling the footloose restrictions at weddings in Washington, D.C. The mayor there is allowing weddings for up to 250 people, but they're drawing the line at getting too close together, which means no dancing. The rules say wedding guests must remain socially distanced in their seats. Okay, where do we begin here? Because I would want to follow COVID precautions if it were my wedding, but I think that you can dance still 6 feet apart. And then, okay, and then would you volunteer for one of these test cruises, given the fact that not everyone's going to be vaccinated?
No. And these weddings, like, just get married at the courthouse, man. What's the problem?
We're talking about the reception, though.
Dude, go out to a restaurant. You need to have 200 people there that you don't talk to anyway and have them dancing 6 feet apart like psychos.
First, Tori, before you answer, can we keep in mind that no one's going to stick to this rule after 3 glasses of wine?
Right.
Oh, don't forget that there's no dancing. Look, if you go to the wedding, some dancing's going down. So if you go there knowing that. Now, I think maybe a better way to approach this is at our wedding, we have on the invitation, we require that you come vaccinated and show proof of that. Then everybody can dance however they choose.
Oh, Tori. Tori, would you go on one of these cruises?
Yeah. First of all, I don't want to go on a cruise after the whole pandemic. I just think it's a bad idea. So I'm anti-cruise right now. But second of all, I do want to say my city, D.C., is a dancing city. And I cannot imagine anyone enforcing this rule. So again, I agree with Al. A couple champagne toasts, and I'm doing the electric slide with the tie on my head. I'm fine.
Oh, boy. Of course she is.
There you are.
Wow.
Not even the cha-cha slide. Keep it real 1990.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect any always. There's a lot of talk right now about an out-of-control Chinese rocket. It's falling back down to Earth and is expected to re-enter the atmosphere at some point this weekend. But here's the problem. No one really knows where. The rocket is huge, weighing in at more than 21 tons. And although a lot of it may burn up on re-entry, there are concerns that cities along the East Coast, including New York, are in its path. And believe me, you don't want a giant chunk of flaming rocket to land on you or your house. Am I right?
Yeah, way to take a strong stance on that one. No, I just, honestly, I just feel like this is why I don't really follow the story. It's always like New York City. It's never like Schenectady. I feel like New York is in there just to make people read this article, because otherwise it's like, oh, something's falling out of the sky. Who cares? But it needs to be New York because it brings up Independence Day.
Bigger than Schenectady. That's why.
I've never
I don't
heard
think
of
so.
Schenectady.
You never heard of Schenectady?
I pretended I did.
It's in New York.
You guys,
upstate.
it's 70% chance of landing in the ocean, so that's a pretty good percentage.
30% chance it could hit New York. And why not be cautious? Why not be
Wasn't
prepared?
it better?
How can you be cautious, Sam? What are you going to do? Just run around with an umbrella and hope it doesn't hit you? Like, what is Sam going to do?
I would have my eyes up to the sky.
Okay, that would be insane.
Why?
Jeff, will you back me up on this? That you can't. If a rocket falls, it's your time.
Exactly. I'd rather not know about it. If I'm walking down the street and a rocket lands on my head and that's how I go, that's how I go.
Jeffrey,
what?
You have 2 kids.
If a rocket falls on my head, I'm willing to take the chance. I don't need to know everything all the time.
You can't sporadically, as you go on your stroll, just look up and make sure nothing's about to fall on you.
No, that makes you a worse person.
No. And then you're going to get in a car crash because you're looking for a rocket, and then you're going to smash into somebody.
I never said I was in a car. I said a stroll.
It's also a really cool story. Like when you get to heaven, like be like, how'd you die? Oh, rocket. Like I'd go with that.
I think I'd make national news.
Yeah.
I might not if I just died on regular causes.
Might be good
but if I
rating
get hit
for
by a
our show.
rocket, I'm taking you guys to the next level.
That's true. Could really help DBL.
Take that, GMA.
Coming up on DBL, did Friends star Matthew Perry really hit on a 19-year-old on a dating app? Why? And why Chrissy Teigen is putting him on blast. Plus, with Mother's Day around the corner, an expert is giving DBL Nation parenting tips that are actually realistic. And our medical pro, Dr. Piocoli, is answering all your COVID questions. Don't go away.
Closed captioning provided by.
So let's be honest, parenting this past year has been like no other, and kids do not come with a manual. So I've got to ask you, how do I know that I'm doing it right?
So for me personally, for so long it was about more, right? I have to have more money, more titles, more children, more accomplishments. But these days, with everything that's going on, I think we can give ourselves a break. And I'm starting to say that more is a 4-letter word, and I don't want to sign up for more, right now. And what we're going through, it's hard, and we have to recognize that, and it's okay to do a little less right now.
The housing market is really hot right now. It's a seller's market, and buyers across the country are trying to find any way to get ahead. That led to viral posts like this one with more than 11,000 shares, which claimed that a bill passed through Congress giving $25,000 to first-time homebuyers. So let's verify. Is that true? Here are our sources: the First-Time Homebuyer Act of 2021, the Down Payment Toward Equity Act of 2021, and Andy Winkler from the Bipartisan Policy Center.
No, that's not true. This bill has not passed.
Winkler tells us that there are 2 proposed bills that we have to talk about here. Let's start with the Down Payment Toward Equity Act.
It is specifically targeted toward first-generation homebuyers. In the bill text, it would allow homebuyers to receive up to $20,000 in assistance or $25,000 in assistance if that homebuyer qualifies as what the bill calls a socially and economically disadvantaged individual.
Then there's the First-Time Homebuyer Act, which would give a tax credit up to 10% to first-time homebuyers. But we should emphasize that neither of these bills have passed. In fact, neither of them have moved through committee. So we can verify that this claim is false. This is not currently an option for homebuyers. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back to DBL. With every passing week, we get a little bit closer to what we hope is the end of the pandemic, but there are still many questions. Dr. Piocoli joins us live. There she is. Hey. Today we are tackling viewer questions. Okay, Dr. Coley? So Daniel asks you, quote, I read that there's a connection between bald men and severe COVID-19. Is that true? Interesting.
Very interesting, and indeed it is true. So we know that men with COVID do worse than women, so there has to be some sort of hormonal component to that. We also know that men that are bald have a genetic predisposition to being more sensitive to androgens, and that sensitivity actually confers risk for a number of different illnesses, so more heart disease, more diabetes, and the newest study that's telling us that you may actually do worse with COVID, have a 2 times higher risk of ending up in the hospital and a higher risk of ending up in the ICU. So, it's really hard because it's really the short end of the stick for people that lose their hair prematurely, but also have a higher incidence of these types of conditions.
My friend's wicked smart.
I was just like, I was listening. I was like, I would have thought that was the most ridiculous thing.
I thought she was going to say that's false.
I would have shot that down
That
when
was
my friend
great.
said it.
That was so interesting. Okay, so Kelly wants to know, it's wedding season. Do you think guests should be separated depending on their vaccination status?
So first of all, Kelly, I will say what you guys were just saying a few minutes ago, which is that you should not be inviting people to your wedding that are not vaccinated, because that is a perfect recipe for disaster and for creating a super spreader event out of your wedding, which is the last thing that you want to do. But if you are going to go ahead and have an event or a wedding with people that are not vaccinated, actually it seems counterintuitive, but the best thing to do is to mix the vaccinated and unvaccinated people according to a recipe. So you want to take 1 or 2 unvaccinated people at the table and put 8 or 9 vaccinated people there. The last thing you want to do is put all the unvaccinated people together, because if even one of them is sick and doesn't realize it, he or she's going to make the entire table sick. But if you mix them with the vaccinated people, everyone is sort of relatively protected.
Wouldn't that be like kind of an example of like a microcosm of herd immunity?
That's exactly right, Al. You're absolutely right. So that's exactly what you're creating, is that most of the people are immune. So even the person that doesn't actually have immunity biologically gets immune because the other people can't spread it to them. The other thing that I thought was interesting, you guys, is that wedding planners are giving people wristbands. So red, yellow, or green. So red means just give me a wave. Yellow means I'm okay for an elbow bump. And green means bring it in for a hug. So what do you guys think about that?
I'm down with that. That's cool. I think
like
a lot of people that just are crazy, weird about their space should be able to say that without having to say it with their words. All right.
So what color is your wristband going to be, Al?
I'm a hugger. You know me. I got the double green band on.
Wow.
I'm here for it. All right. Okay, so Pete writes in. He says, Dr. Coley has discussed before COVID-19 variants, but I'm hearing more about the India variant. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this variant, unfortunately, I have a lot of friends and family that have been affected by it, but it's a very aggressive appearing mutant. So it actually has over 12 mutations, but really 2 famous ones, one that makes it more sticky to cells and one that makes it kind of evade the immune system. And what we know now is that this is here in the United States. It's going through community spread, meaning it's in people who haven't traveled to India. We don't yet know if the vaccines work against it, and we don't yet know how much more aggressively it spreads. But if you're seeing what's happening in India, it really does make you worry. So if there was ever a good reason to go and get that vaccine, this is a good one, because this variant is here now and we have to try to slow its spread.
India had 400,000 positive COVID cases in one day, just a couple of days ago. It's absolutely heartbreaking.
I'm having family members call me nearly every other day from India where the whole family is down.
Wow.
You're talking families of 5 or 6 people because they have a blended family structure, and it really breaks your heart.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Dr. Coley. Wow. Well, thank you for answering those questions. We appreciate you as always. We'll be right back.
Krispy Kreme planning a big comeback on Wall Street. So how did their falling donut sales come full circle? Let's connect the dots. Krispy Kreme cashed in back in 2016 when sales weren't doing too hot. They were bought by a private company that owns tons of big brands like Keurig and Panera Bread. Since then, they've made some big changes. Krispy Kreme remodeled hundreds of locations for the first time in a decade and revamped their menu with trendier options. The company also expanded their reach outside the Carolinas. Krispy Kreme has added new stores worldwide and opened a show-stopping location in Times Square. All of this proven to be a sweet success. Experts estimate Krispy Kreme sales have gone up nearly 60% since 2015. And now the company's even grabbing more attention thanks to the vaccine rollout. Krispy Kreme is offering a free donut every day this year if you get your COVID shot. The store hoping that giving you a freebie means you won't glaze over them the next time you see the hot light on. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Welcome back to DBL. We've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child, and it's true. Earlier, Lindsay and I spoke with Catherine Bueno, a mom who has traveled the world interviewing fellow moms, and the things she's learned can help us all. That's today's DBL Spotlight. Catherine, welcome to DBL. So let's be honest, parenting this past year has been like no other, and kids do not come with a manual. So I've got to ask you, how do I know that I'm doing it right?
Well, the truth is you might not ever be doing it right, and who's to say what's right? So you have to set your own definition of success. So for me personally, for so long it was about more, right? I have to have more money, more titles, more children, more accomplishments. But these days, with everything that's going on, I think we can give ourselves a break. And I'm starting to say that more is a 4-letter word, and I don't want to sign up for more, right now. And what we're going through, it's hard, and we have to recognize that, and it's okay to do a little less right now.
Now, Catherine, you've traveled around the world talking with moms from 17 different countries. Wow. That's crazy. So is there anything you learned from them that can help me as I start my journey into motherhood?
Absolutely. What you need to know is that as mothers, we all think we suck at being a mother. And so
the mom guilt is real.
When you're new to this, that's right. It is absolutely real. And like you said, I've studied mothers all around the world, and the most common emotion that we share is self-doubt, meaning we don't think we're good enough, tough enough, patient enough. And so that should bring you some peace, to know most of us think that, oh, I'm pathetic and everybody else is perfect, but we all feel pretty flawed as mothers.
Now I have to ask this question because I always hear moms talking about losing themselves. So when this baby comes, how do I make sure not to lose me?
The best way to avoid losing yourself is to put yourself on your calendar, right? So all of our lives revolve around our calendar. If it's not on the calendar, it's not real. And so put yourself on your calendar in reoccurring meetings. It could be for a glass of wine with a girlfriend. It could be for a yoga workout, a walk, whatever it is. But once you're there first, the rest of the world will still fit, and all those daily tasks and assignment will still get done, but you don't have to constantly find the courage to carve out me time because it'll already be there.
I'm going to apply that. And that is just so easy to do, but I feel like we overlook it, right? So thank you for that tip. Now, this weekend is Mother's Day. What are your feelings about our American holiday here?
I don't think Mother's Day is great for most mothers. And according to my research, 92% of mothers say they never get what they want for Mother's Day. And what mothers tell me they really want for Mother's Day is a break,
a day
to
off.
be left alone.
Wow. I told my
a day
husband,
off.
I just want a day off.
No flowers, no nothing.
That's right. Forget it. So you know what? That is what women want. But I think what's sad is even though that's what we want, we don't feel comfortable asking for that. It's our day. We should be comfortable, saying what we want, voicing our opinion. And if you're looking for something, for your own mother, write her a letter, write her a card, tell her how much you love her, and leave her alone for a day.
I love that. Great advice.
Leave her alone.
I know. I hope all the dads out there are watching. Catherine, thank you for joining DBL. For those of you who want to learn more of Catherine's amazing tips, you got to get her book, Slay Like a Mother. Great title, by the way. Available on Amazon. It could be the Mother's Day gift that moms actually want, along with their day off. Maybe some flowers, too, a massage. Why not? Throw all of it at her. Thanks again, Catherine. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
There's been a lot of discussions recently that the COVID-19 vaccines have caused a high number of deaths. Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson recently said that a total of 3,362 people apparently died after getting the COVID-19 vaccines in the United States. He cited the CDC's Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. So we wanted to verify, does the CDC's database confirm deaths caused by COVID-19 vaccines? With Verify, we tell you our sources first and foremost. We went straight to the FDA and CDC, which operate the database. Now, before we get into the data, let's talk about the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System, or more simply, VAERS. The purpose of VAERS is to detect signals of possible side effects or other negative impacts associated with vaccines. This includes people who died after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. As of May 6th, that number comes out to 3,442. However, there is a significant disclaimer on the database's website. It says, note that the inclusion of events in VAERS data does not imply causality. In other words, even though a case might be listed as a death connected to the COVID-19 vaccine, that does not mean the death was caused by the vaccine. And here's another disclaimer about VAERS. It relies heavily on self-reporting, meaning anyone can report an adverse event to the database. Because the data included in VAERS is not verified, and because it does not confirm causality, the answer to our question is no. The CDC's database does not confirm deaths were caused by COVID-19 vaccines. Any claim that more than 3,000 people have died from the COVID-19 vaccine is false and misleading.
Monday on DBL, we're talking to the one, the only, Jerry Springer. From the knockdown, drag-out fights that changed TV forever to celebrities running for office, Jerry's holding nothing back. And we're kicking off a week of your favorite 80s stars with Dukes of Hazzard heartthrob John Schneider. You don't want to miss Monday, only on DBL.
You don't want to miss a single moment. Coming up on DBL, why is Chrissy Teigen calling Matthew Perry and other celebs creepy? Huh? Well, we're going to discuss DBL's new Everyday. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Patty. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam, here with Jeff and Al. Tori joins us from home. Okay, so Matthew Perry is the latest celebrity to be outed for using the exclusive dating site Raya. A woman named Kate Harrelson claims she was matched with Matthew on the site last year when she was 19. He then asked to move their conversation to FaceTime. She said at one point Matthew, who is 51, asked her if he was as old as her dad. Kate posted some of the exchange on TikTok showing Matthew playing 20 questions with her. Whoa, look at that. Weird. Earlier this week, another TikTok user posted a video that she claims that Ben Affleck sent her after she unmatched him on Raya. And Chrissy Teigen is weighing in on all of this. She says, or she tweeted, quote, I agree celebs shouldn't be making these creepy, desperate video replies on Raya, but it's tacky to release private messages. You're both wrong. Congrats. Kate says she posted the video to expose how older men in Hollywood take advantage of younger women. She has since been kicked off the site. Matthew Perry has not commented on the videos. Wow, so many thoughts. What are you thinking?
When did Chrissy Teigen get back on Twitter?
Oh, she did like a couple weeks ago, and she did a whole paragraph saying that she missed it.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to clear that up because we did a big story on how she couldn't stand it.
She quit it,
She's
right?
back.
Yeah, she's back.
Okay, good. 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 All right, so this is, let's get back to the story. Is that you?
Sam is drinking on air. Do you have a microphone on, Sam? And that kind of goes out
Are you
to the
Jamba
people.
Juice? I was like, what is that?
I apologize. Go ahead. I was just parched. Go ahead.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. This is terrible. Raya, it's Raya's fault. It's not these guys' fault. They're on there to match with. Everybody, I don't even care about this story. What do you think, Al?
Why is it Raya's fault?
Because they matched them.
No, Jeff.
And
it
these
is their
girls are
fault because when you set up a profile, you have this thing say the age range of people that you want to meet, and clearly hers was at least 52 because he matched. If he was too old and she set up parameters from 19 to 29, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. She allowed that because she clearly said she's allowing people 51 to contact her. Then she puts him on blast. It didn't seem like he was rude. It didn't seem like he was doing anything wrong.
A 51-year-old dating a 19-year-old, yes, it's legal, but it's creepy and it's
not illegal. Why did Raya match them? Why did Raya match them?
Because it's legal. Because it's legal. But it's, Tori, come on now. If you had a friend that's, okay, I'm going to point to Al, but he's 42. But if you had even if Al.
Hold on.
Even if Al.
Sorry.
Tori, even if Al, who's a young 42, don't worry, I'm a couple years behind you, who's a young 42, showed up to dinner with you and I with a 19-year-old in tow, you and I would be like, Al.
Yes, I think it's weird, but I don't think it's weird that they matched. I think it's weird that he continued the conversation also because Matthew Perry was somewhat engaged or dating at the same time this happened. So there's some weird stuff going on with whether or not he was sort of cheating on her at the same time. But yes, 51 and 19 to me is super duper weird. Not weird that they matched, just weird that Matthew Perry continued the relationship from my point of view.
This very exclusive site.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know what's going on.
What is going
Friday.
on?
I'm ready to get out of here.
Oh my God.
No, what about this? 8% of people who get on Raya actually get into the site. So this is for celebrities looking for somebody. What they're doing, what's up with these people filming everything?
They're destroying their business model, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's wrong too. They should be kicked off. It's supposed to be private. So it was wrong, just like Chrissy Teigen said. I'm going to agree with Chrissy here. It was wrong. Stop smirking. It was wrong for those women to blast the celebrities, and it was really creepy of both of those celebrities.
No.
Yes.
Creepy and wrong are on two different sides of the city. It's legal to be creepy. What she did was absolutely wrong. And where was the same energy when Madonna showed up with a
I said that was wrong.
11-year-old.
It wasn't
He
11.
looked like
That would be
19.
illegal. That's wrong,
He's like
too.
way younger. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Like he was way younger.
I know.
So
That's
come on.
weird too.
But no one called her creepy.
Because
we all did.
We all did, actually. Thank you, Tori. We all did. Okay, so
You're welcome.
The high-profile divorce of Bill and Melinda Gates has put a spotlight on so-called gray divorces. They are a part of a larger trend of couples over 50 splitting up. According to a marriage expert, many older couples drift apart once their kids leave the house and their own careers start to wrap up. People are also living longer, so staying in an unhealthy marriage is less appealing for older adults. Al and Tipper Gore called it quits in 2010 after 40 years of marriage. In 2012, Rhea Perlman and Danny DeVito decided to separate after being married for 30 years, although she has said they do not plan to divorce. And Maria Shriver and Arnold Schwarzenegger also split after 25 years together. What do you guys make of gray divorces?
I think it's a great thing. I don't look at it as
if it applies to your.
If some people, it's so weird that we only define success in a relationship as if you're with each other until one of you guys dies. I would look and say, hey, if I had a relationship with somebody and for 20, 25, 30 odd years it was happy and maybe the last 5 weren't so great, we made a decision for both of us to be happier. I look at that as two people that loved each other and the last gift you gave to each other was like, go find somebody that makes you happy because it's not me anymore, but it once was. Why does everything have to be this to the death?
Because that's what it says in the vows.
That's right. Till death do us part.
But people didn't live as long back then, you know?
Sickness and health.
No, you got a great point. And I think if it's mutual and that's what you want to do, to each their own, right? I'm in a committed relationship. I want to commit to the end, till that rocket falls on me.
Yeah.
So I'm in till the end. But hey, who knows? Maybe in 40 years, I don't feel the same way, my wife doesn't, and we want to enjoy our golden years apart, then that's what you do. I don't blame any of them.
I don't blame them either, Tori. Do you?
No, and I also want to just say that people in their 70s and 80s in retirement homes are actually having an enormous amount of percentage of sex, because sex doesn't end when you're 65 or 70. We're living longer, we're staying healthier. So go get your sex on and go get your groove on if you guys aren't feeling the groove together, because there's more life to live.
I don't know if I want to have a ton of sex in my 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
I think I just want to chill.
Everything's all like.
But if you guys have been doing Pilates,
what?
If you're guys in shape, maybe you keep in
I don't
shape.
think that has anything to do with it.
You don't think being?
Not
I think it has something
maybe.
to do with it.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, Jeff.
I just said maybe too.
Here come logic. No,
All right.
you attacked me until Jeff backed me up. Then you were on my. Then you were on
No,
my
she
side.
didn't.
I got
Thank
your
you,
back,
Tori.
buddy. I love you.
Enough.
Thank you. I love you too.
Enough. When it comes to the perfect features, many celebrities seem to have the right dimensions, according to science. For example, a psychologist says that most men are attracted to a woman with curves similar to J-Lo's, and Jennifer Aniston apparently has the perfect waist because of her small waist-to-hip ratio. Beyonce's eyes appear to have the perfect pupil distance and are considered beautiful because of their shape. Posh Spice Victoria Beckham may only be 5'4", but her legs are considered ideal because they are longer than the average for her height. And according to science, Gwyneth Paltrow's hands are perfectly proportional to the rest of her body. Okay, way to give everybody a complex. Like, this is what's wrong with social media, with science, breaking every little thing down. So you look at yourself and you don't look at yourself as a whole. You look at just one little thing and you fixate, and then it makes you insecure. Am I right, Tori?
1,000%. To compare hands to someone else's, now we're looking at hands. Like, at some point, self-compassion has got to start being a mode of importance and priority for people. And if you don't include yourself in the compassionate practice, it's not complete. So stop looking at other people and start loving on that body that's got you out and alive. Am I right?
Amen. Is this a gender thing? Are women more fixated, or do you guys look at other guys and like I've heard you say that you're commenting about Zac Efron's calves. Well, I've heard you comment. So do you guys pick people apart?
No, but I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily proportion that what I find beautiful, you know, but like, I don't know where this study comes from. I mean, I'll tell you who's beautiful.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, do you want an example?
Yeah.
Or male or female?
Both.
Okay, my number one male, Ricky Martin. He's a
he's
good looking.
He's a handsome man. So I don't know if that has to do with
Michael B.
proportion.
Jordan. I'm like,
Michael B. Jordan
can look
good-looking
like
man.
that.
Okay.
And like, Emily Ratajkowski would be my number one.
Phenomenal.
Right.
Phenomenal.
Those are my two tops.
I want to ask you guys quickly, when we start talking about things and we kind of start getting on adult.
You're not going to follow in order? Like I just look like a weirdo over
No,
here.
I
Trying to give some
like
more
it.
substance to the story.
Do you guys think that there's like a reason that people are fixated? Because people see this every day from like we don't highlight being like a self-esteem and things on magazine covers. We highlight people that are attractive. All of our singers are attractive. Our actors are attractive. Everybody's attractive, and then we go, love yourself, and they're like, what are you talking about? The people that are attractive get all the attention.
It's backwards.
And I want attention.
I know.
So how do we turn around and tell kids that turn into adults?
But doesn't talent in comedy, doesn't that make you more attractive too?
Yes.
In my eyes, it does.
That's a good point.
How many famous singers or rappers are there that are not attractive generally? How many singers just look like regular people and everybody goes Adele and now she looks like a model? I'll wait.
No, for me, I'm attracted to talent. Are you, Tori? If someone's a little funnier, are you more attracted to them?
Well, we
Yes,
got
and
one
can I
more
be- can
story,
I-
you guys. We got to go to the last story.
Well, you look like you're not even paying attention
Because
to
I'm
any
listening
story.
to the producer.
You're just like, uh-huh,
No,
and I'm like-
I'm listening to the producer. I'm having a conversation with a producer. They want one more story. Would you guys, now I thought we were going to diamonds, and that's why I wanted to get to it because of Jeff. You guys would rather do we can't do the diamonds? All right, well, I've already wasted time. Here we go. A 4-year-old boy from Brooklyn has gone viral for his love of SpongeBob popsicles. So Noah purchased 51 cases of the popsicles off his mom's Amazon account without her knowing. That's 918 popsicles, costing more than $2,600. They cannot be returned. So his mom's friends started a GoFundMe to help pay for the treats, but get this, it's now raised more than $12,000. Jeff.
No.
What?
No. This is all you.
I was doing my job because I thought Diamonds was coming up and I knew you were going to light up. I was trying to do it for you.
You stick with popsicles. I don't know how much time we have left.
How much time do we have?
Let's have Tori do it.
Yeah, Tori
Tori,
and Sam
you-
could talk popsicles.
Uh-oh, maybe they should rename these the Oopsicles.
That was terrible.
I think it's a cute story, but I think that there should be things in place, especially because everybody has things on their phone in which you can purchase things. My son plays with my phone 90% of the time when I'm in LA, so I could see this happening. And I'm just surprised there's not a check and balance in place, like maybe there's a second level of verification when you order something that you've never ordered before. If she ran a corner store, that wouldn't be a big deal, but I'm surprised they don't have something in the algorithm.
How about the fact that she got 12 grand though?
Al looks like he deals cars in Westworld.
That's funny. That's true.
Tori,
that's true.
I told Jeff I was worried I looked like the black version of the Lincoln Lawyer with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Like a banker, I
Loving
like
it.
it.
All right. Coming up on DBL, meet Nicole Walters, who went from a boss in the boardroom to a boss at home. She's showing us why the role of mother is the best job she could have. And let's give it up for our DBL coworkers. They are at home during the pandemic, working so hard. We appreciate you all. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by
The housing market is really hot right now. It's a seller's market, and buyers across the country are trying to find any way to get ahead. That led to viral posts like this one with more than 11,000 shares, which claim that a bill passed through Congress giving $25,000 to first-time homebuyers. So let's verify. Is that true? Here are our sources. The First-Time Homebuyer Act of 2021, the Down Payment Toward Equity Act of 2021, and Andy Winkler from the Bipartisan Policy Center.
No, that's not true. This bill has not passed.
Winkler tells us that there are two proposed bills that we have to talk about here. Let's start with the Down Payment Toward Equity Act.
It is specifically targeted toward first-generation homebuyers. In the bill text, it would allow homebuyers to receive up to $20,000 in assistance or $25,000 in assistance if that homebuyer qualifies as what the bill calls a socially and economically disadvantaged individual.
Then there's the First-Time Homebuyer Act, which would give a tax credit up to 10% to first-time homebuyers. But we should emphasize that neither of these bills have passed. In fact, neither of them have moved through committee. So we can verify that this claim is false. This is not currently an option for homebuyers. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back to DBL. No two paths to motherhood are the same, and no one knows that better than Nicole Walters. Her mom's story is so unique that it's led to her own reality show. And in honor of Mother's Day, we are sharing her remarkable journey.
We make it work. Someone should punish you for wearing those shoes.
Good enough for Moses, good enough for me.
This whole family is stressing me out. Just want to have a nice dinner. People ask me who runs this family. If you want a CAR, you need a JOB.
There is nothing conventional about Nicole Walters' journey to motherhood.
We're grateful to have found each other, to have chosen each other, and to have the opportunity to share our family with the world.
It starts as a simple drive home on a cold October night in 2014. Nicole and her husband noticed a woman and her toddler on the side of the road and decide to pull over.
So after chatting her up and finding out that she had 2 more kids back at home, we took them some dinner. And then we kept showing up, being mentors and helping them with school and whatever else they needed. And before you knew it, mentor turned into mom in about 30 days.
Nicole's family more than doubles in size.
A lot of people hear our story and they say, oh my goodness, how did you do that? But it was fast, but it wasn't overnight. We just kept doing the next right thing. So at that first point, the right thing was to pull over and ask if we could help. And then at that next point, it was to make sure that these 3 sisters didn't end up in the system and get separated. And we just keep showing up and we keep doing the next right thing.
Before long, this working mom feels a tug to do the next right thing.
I was good at being able to show up for my clients, and I knew that I was making my company tons of money, but every single day I knew I wasn't living in my purpose. And once I got my girls, I knew they were watching too, and I needed to be an example for them.
Just that I'm not sure if there's like an alignment of future trajectory.
Nicole quits her Fortune 500 company live in front of 10,000 people.
I didn't just quit my job. I scorched the earth. I burnt that bridge down to the ground, nothing but ashes left.
From the ashes, Nicole builds her own consulting company and within 1 year makes it into $1 million business. But despite her entrepreneurial success, there's one job title she prefers above all others.
We're not perfect, but we chose each other. I'm so proud of you, kiddo. All right, good job, good job, good job.
I don't know what my life would be like if I wasn't a mom, specifically to these 3. I count myself so lucky and so blessed to be able to have a walking, living, breathing example of resilience and fortitude and strength and the ability to not let where you start determine where you end up. And for that reason, I don't know if I could do the things that I do every single day without being a mom, but I'm grateful that I don't have to figure that out because I get to be their mom forever.
Oh, happy Mother's Day to you, Nicole. DBL Nation, you can follow Nicole and her adorable family on the reality show She's the Boss on usanetwork.com or USA Network app. We'll be right back.
Nearly 110 million people were victims of cybercrime last year. There was a victim.
Krispy Kreme planning a big comeback on Wall Street. So how did their falling donut sales come full circle? Let's connect the dots. Krispy Kreme cashed in back in 2016 when sales weren't doing too hot. They were bought by a private company that owns tons of big brands like Keurig and Panera Bread. Since then, they've made some big changes. Krispy Kreme remodeled hundreds of locations for the first time in a decade and revamped their menu with trendier options. The company also expanded their reach outside the Carolinas. Krispy Kreme has added new stores worldwide and opened a show-stopping location in Times Square. All of this proven to be a sweet success. Experts estimate Krispy Kreme sales have gone up nearly 60% since 2015. And now the company's even grabbing more attention thanks to the vaccine rollout. Krispy Kreme is offering a free donut every day this year if you get your COVID shot. The store hoping that giving you a freebie means you won't glaze over them the next time you see the hot light on. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Welcome back to DBL. Did you know just 15 minutes a day of walking can make a world of a difference? Well, we're sharing 3 little-known benefits in today's Focus on Fitness presented by QB. So first, you'll have better brain health. Walking produces important molecules that can keep the mind functioning properly. Reducing joint pain is another benefit. Walking lubricates your joints and strengthens your muscles. Lastly, your appetite. A short, brisk walk can actually curb your sweet tooth. Staying active is so important, and QB has made it easy regardless of physical ability or age. Try their under-desk elliptical at home. Call 1-800-782-2351 or visit QB.com to learn more. I was just telling you, my father-in-law, he's visiting us right now, and he was so mad that he forgot his under-desk elliptical. He loves it, and it keeps his knee lubricated. Yeah. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Honestly, I think this is for another thing that people don't talk about a lot. I think a lot of people are fidgety. I have a good friend of mine that just taps his foot all the time, has since we were in high school. And I think for things like that, like some people that are just fidgety, this is the way to go.
I love a good rose.
Sam, what are you doing?
It smells so good.
I know, but we're on TV right now.
I wasn't on TV. You brought the attention to it.
You're smelling the rose as I'm talking to you, like you're wandering through the park, reminiscing about high school.
Like a Jamba Juice when I'm talking.
I don't know what. You were drinking while Jeff was talking, like you're in the movie theater. I don't know what's happening. We worked for an hour.
I apologize. I really do. It's Mother's Day weekend.
You seem really tore up about it.
I don't know what's happening to her.
Who doesn't love a fragrant flower? Come on now. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
There's been a lot of discussions recently that the COVID-19 vaccines have caused a high number of deaths. Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson recently said that a total of 3,362 people apparently died after getting the COVID-19 vaccines in the United States. He cited the CDC's Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. So we wanted to verify, does the CDC's database confirm deaths caused by COVID-19 vaccines? With Verify, we tell you our sources first and foremost. We went straight to the FDA and CDC, which operate the database. Now, before we get into the data, let's talk about the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System, or more simply, VAERS. The purpose of VAERS is to detect signals of possible side effects or other negative impacts associated with vaccines. This includes people who died after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. As of May 6th, that number comes out to 3,442. However, there is a significant disclaimer on the database's website. It says, note that the inclusion of events in VAERS data does not imply causality. In other words, even though a case might be listed as a death connected to the COVID-19 vaccine, that does not mean the death was caused by the vaccine. And here's another disclaimer about VAERS. It relies heavily on self-reporting, meaning anyone can report an adverse event to the database. Because the data included in VAERS is not verified, and because it does not confirm causality, the answer to our question is no. The CDC's database does not confirm deaths were caused by COVID-19 vaccines. Any claim that more than 3,000 people have died from the COVID-19 vaccine is false and misleading.
Next week on DBL, we're throwing it back 80s style with the biggest stars of the decade. John Schneider, Leah Thompson, Mary Lou Henner, and Candace Cameron Bure. Plus, an all-new edition of True Crime Chronicles. Could this man be connected to the 2017 murders of two 8th graders in Indiana? And 2 months ago, we changed the life of a DBL viewer with a full skin makeover. The stunning difference you've got to see to believe. That's all next week, right here on DBL.
Do not miss next week. Tori's back. She has our comments. Tori.
All right, so we got Mindy Lou, who wrote in, Gwyneth Paltrow's hands are the ideal hands. Give me a break. Gotta hand it to her, that's good. Guinevere says, Tori, you're so right. Sex doesn't have to end in older age. Remember the Golden Girls. Hashtag Blanche. Eugenia says, Sam's boots are fire.
Yes, Eugenia. I love them now. I really do.
You just needed one comment?
No, I love them.
I got a comment too. It's from Pete that said, Sam, are you going clamming after this?
Pete, fantastic.
Slay me.
Regina said, I love Fridays on DBL because y'all are extra fun. That's true, right?
Yeah. This was a loose
Was it
show.
fun or what?
Sam never cleaned her desk up. It just stayed like that.
It's Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, a lot of people are experiencing Mother's Day, but they remain professional for the hour that they're at work.
I thought...
Sam, you've been drinking beverages, smelling plants.
Sam went bowling and they gave her the wrong shoes back. She stuck with that.
DBL
I had to get to
every
own it.
day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. I love you, Monica.
Love you, Ma.
Thank you.